Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we answer sporting questions from the chat. And we got a big here we go tonight, people. A big Fabrizio Romano bomber, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool confirmed, British record fee, Bundesliga record fee. I've seen many different reports as to the actual figure itself. 142 million euros, 125 million pounds. I've seen 120 million pounds, but it's a lot of money anyway. But a lot of money for a very, very good player. I think anybody who says it's not, Wirtz isn't an extremely talented player, is just straight up hating. And that's one thing I don't do over here. I'll run bants and run jokes, but Wirtz is an absolute quality operator for a young player as well. For a young player at a great age, and Liverpool showing serious intent are looking to retain the Premier League title. So I'm sure the vast majority of the questions will be about Florian Wirtz. But of course, if you got any questions in regards to Manchester United's transfer dealings, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Spurs, whatever the case may be, people. So if you are a member of the channel, your question takes priority like a super chat. So if you're a member or you super chat, I will star your question and I'll get to it. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment, people. Link is in the pinned comment for the link is in the pinned comment for the membership. And I already see people complaining to Ramel, who says, yeah, United City with one player in, but Liverpool potentially have three. It's not good enough. Hear what you said, potentially free. And it's only the 11th of June. So I don't think you got anything to worry about in regards to look how long the Wirtz deal took. These deals take time. This is not FIFA. This is not Football Manager. Deals take time. Like you said, potentially free. Liverpool were negotiating for Wirtz for a long time, negotiating for Kirkes for a lot, still negotiating for Kirkes. I don't think we got the Kirkes. Here we go, yeah, have we? But negotiating, obviously they got Frimpong in as well. Deals take time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the window's not even the window's just closed. Like, there's nothing to worry about. If it was the 10th of August, I hear it. Or the 11th of August, I should say, because it's technically the 11th of June. It's the 11th of June. But anyways, run up the likes anyway, people. Run up the likes. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after. Hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you share this out across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless. Retweet and like on Twitter/X. Make sure you share on Instagram. Follow across all the socials as well. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Shout out to my love. Shout out to my brother Lewis, people. Shout out to my brother Lewis for the raid as well, man. Big up to Lewis every single time for the raid. So yeah, raid gang, hit the likes. Big up Omar B as well. Big up the Young G King, also Sai Ak, all in the building as well. Let's see who else is here. Big up to Sham, my guy, man. Big up. I hope you're blessed. Hilarious name, man. Hilarious name. Look at that's hilarious name. Big up to Ben, man. I'll just call you Ben. Big up to you. Big up Kai Said as well, saying my club are run by clowns. I don't know why Chelsea just didn't pay the money for Mendy's. I mean, not Mendy, Mignon. Something's off there. Big up to Bayesian Pops as well. LJ, good to see you in the chat as well. Big up to LJ also. PFC, big up. United takes 6 weeks to sign a player. That's what worries me. Cunha wasn't 6 weeks. So why does he take you? Why does that worry you? Cunha wasn't 6 weeks. What are we doing here? It's not been 6 weeks yet for Embremo, and it's not been 6 weeks yet for Gyökeres either. As long as the deal gets done and the players in time, I don't understand. I'm lost. But anyways, let's carry on with the show. And obviously, it's normally the United City show, but since the Wirtz news broke, I was like, all right, you know what? It's only right to bring in the city representative because we're supposed to do the show today. You know what I'm saying? One of Canada's best exports since Trish Stratus, my life, Veo, is in the building. Yes, Veo, what are you telling me? You good? Never know if he's there.
Yo, am I good? Interesting question, my friend. Interesting question. First, let me say this. Get the likes up. Y'all slipping on these likes. My man Flawless is putting in this work. You see him, he's in a nice, shiny, bright studio today. So the likes, if you're on a listening platform, you're doing a disservice. Get over to YouTube. You need to see. You need to see what's about to happen. All right. I've been using all of the 115, and I've been adding into my production. I'm leveling up. The show's about to do a little bit of a rebrand, right?
Love that.
Tune in, support Sarcasm City TV, and obviously, if you can, show some love over at Vader Games TV.
Go subscribe to Vader Games TV, people, man. Go support my brother Vader. Go run up the numbers over there.
Vader Games.
All right,
run up the likes.
Let's go.
Vader there. I want to say, that jacket is fire as well, by the way. What is that? Is that Nike?
Yeah.
That's fire. That jacket is fire still. I like that a lot. For real. What I'm saying, the swag is on point. And and more of the man then will be joining. Ryan is in the building as well. It's only right, man. We got to hear from the Liverpool lot as well. Ryan, what are you saying?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
I'm all blessed. We'll get to
Ryan in the building.
Ryan's in the building.
Yeah,
big up to LJ says, big up to Devious Flawless, the guy who gets blamed for everything. Yeah, they do blame all the bad stuff. I get blamed for, but when good things happen, I don't get none of the credit for it. Even on this platform, when people say wild stuff, I get the blame. Like when people say wild stuff, this is your fault. But when people make accurate and correct statements, I'll get none of the credit as well. I'll get none of that. So I close the Q&A, usual settings. But yeah, Ryan, we'll start with you, man. Florian Wirtz. Shout out to Sai, you dropped it in here. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool verbally agreed deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for a package reaching 150 million euros. Add-ons included. Player side agreed 2 weeks ago with move now imminent. Wirtz set for medical and contract signing as well. So 150 million euros, I believe, is like
it's 126 million pounds.
Is 126? See, yeah, you got it on deck. There we go. So 126, 127 million pounds. So thoughts on Wirtz joining, the price of the deal, etc., etc. Floor's yours, man.
I mean, it's like different figures coming out at the moment because like Fabrizio's obviously giving their here we go, but then you got like Ornstein and then like our local journalist saying that it's very close and it's like in the final stages, but it's not completely done. But then the reports from Germany and Fabrizio coming out that it's done. And it's at that amount that Fabrizio said. To be honest, do I think it is done? Yeah, I think it has been agreed. I just think the local journalists and Ornstein, I think they've not been briefed by the club. They get briefed by the club, innit? Like your local journalists, your Paul Joyce or that. They get briefed by the club at once when it's agreed. So I think he'll probably get briefed to them tomorrow. But I think it is done. I think Fabrizio's probably right. Apparently, I heard that like it's gone up to 150 million euros with like some crazy like kind of bonus at the end. I think it's something like if Wirtz wins Ballon d'Or or something potentially, then it goes up by like 10 million. Apparently, like the fixed transfer fee is like 140 million euros, which is obviously still a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but like
that's why I said in the intros, like the figures being banded around.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit unclear the figures.
For argument's sake, let's just call it 125 million. You know what I'm saying? Because really, if it's 125 or it's 135, it's like,
it's not really
still
that
a lot,
deep, is it?
and you're still going to be under the same.
Well, it's still a record,
or
isn't it? Either way, it's still the British transfer record at the end of it. I don't think you can get kind of a bigger statement by a club than this in terms of you just win a league title, and you are literally like breaking the British transfer record for one of the best in his position, arguably the best in his position in world football. It's whilst also beating Bayern Munich and Man City to him, it's a massive statement, to be honest. It couldn't. Vader come and he rejected you. We all know he rejected City. Like it's not. We all know this. Your club just did PR to try and say, oh, he was too expensive. Like, bro, he rejected Bayern and City. Let's be honest. Like. We all know it. Flawless knows it as well. He rejected City. We did the same with Bellingham. A couple of years ago. We did exactly. Bellingham rejected us, and we tried to cover it up with PR.
No, there's no covering up. One of your own fellows I think goes by the name of Don. He had to shave his head, so there's no trying to spin that one.
Oh, bro,
Wait,
you
who-
really think I trust what
Oh,
that
you're
guy
talking
says?
about Hassan. All right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
Bro,
covering
you
that
tell
one.
me.
That's
If
his
he
stupid
said
fault, man. I actively, people always forget that. Oh, Flawless, you're a bad guy. Go watch that clip. Watch who's encouraging him to make that bet, and watch who's telling him, "Hey, don't." You know what I'm saying? I was the one who was telling him, "Don't do it. It ain't worth it." Go check who was there, man. There's only two of us on there. There was a City fan and there was a Chelsea fan, a beloved Chelsea fan who's very popular in the space. And it wasn't the City fan. The City fan was quiet. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, go on, Ryan. I just wanted to point that out. Go on.
So, yeah, it's like what I was saying. I don't think you can get a bigger statement than this. The thing is, we're not done as well. Like, obviously, Frimpong's already done. Wirtz looks like it's going to get done. Kirkes, I think, will get done this week as well. I think that's really close as well. That'll probably get done by the weekend or something, Kirkes. So look, and then I think what happened, the club will focus on outgoings, like your Nunez and all that. I think they'll go, and then they'll go. I still think they'll go for a striker. God knows who it's going to be, because I genuinely don't have a clue. But I still think they'll go for a striker. To be honest, I think we've sort of found ourselves in a really good position in a weird way. Because it might sound weird what I'm about to say, but we've won the Premier League. And yet our team is kind of like has got so much room for improvement. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many positions in our team that can be improved upon, and we've just won the Premier League. So that's why it's such a good position to be in, because it's so easy. It's so easy to improve the team. Like, Kirkes is a straight upgrade of Robertson. As much as I love Robertson, we all know he's
that
not good enough to be a
his last
starter for
legs.
us now. Yeah, of course, he's not good enough to be a starter anymore. I still think he's good enough to be a squad player, backup, but not a starter anymore. Wirtz is obviously a massive upgrade on Szoboszlai. Whoever we get in as a striker is an upgrade on Jota or Nunez. So, our team, we've got multiple positions in our team that are very upgradable on, and we will upgrade on. So we found ourselves in a great position in that aspect. And I don't think, the thing is, I think when Slot came in alongside Michael Edwards and Hughes last summer,
I'm glad you brought
obviously,
up
I don't think last summer was ever meant to be kind of the big summer. I think that was just meant to be a kind of, make the transition easy. Slot kind of assess the squad, all that stuff. Obviously, we tried to get like a Zubamendi and Anthony Gordon, but it was never meant to be like a massive summer like this. I think this was always meant to be the big summer. But the thing is, I don't think they expected to go into this big summer as Premier League champions. So they're kind of taking advantage of that by getting someone like Florian Wirtz. Whereas if they hadn't have won the league, it probably would have been someone like Xavi Simons or someone like that who they would have gone for potentially instead of a Florian Wirtz if they were going for someone in that position.
Why?
So I think that because I know the club like Xavi Simons, and also I think if they hadn't won the league, I think Wirtz, the fact we're Premier League champions appeals to Florian. That's definitely a factor that appeals to Florian Wirtz. Let's be honest, he's seen us win the league. And he's like, okay, fine, I'm joining a damn good team here who could go on and win it again. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if he hadn't have won the league, that might not appeal to him as much. He might have chosen City then, for example, if he was to come to England.
Nah, I disagree. I mean, if this player is going to be so fickle to make a decision between clubs, and he's going to the one that just happened to win the league, that doesn't bode well.
No, but I'm saying winning the league has made us more. I'm not going to say more appealing than City, but it's made us more appealing than what we would have been if we hadn't had won the league.
If you had fallen short from winning the league and you're playing the same style of football, you're seeing the strength of this manager, you're seeing the performances from these players, but you just happen to finish second. No, I don't think that sways Wirtz. I think he still goes to Liverpool.
No, I'm not saying it would have. I'm saying that it could have done.
It's an added factor. It's definitely an added bonus.
I'm not saying it's the sole reason why Florian Wirtz is.
When I see players going over to United and what if they want? No, the player chose that club. Just like players are choosing United, Wirtz is choosing Liverpool, regardless of how.
It's different, but I get your overall point.
No, I'm not saying
it's different. Of course it is.
What's the difference between you and Liverpool?
Go look at the players when they was terrible. Go look at the players they were signing and the players we were signing now.
Oh, don't remind me, bro. Jesus Christ.
If you really want to do that, we can go Google it because I remember. I don't even have to Google it, but we can go Google it and go list for list.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not about going to when they were at their worst. It's recognizing when players have made a choice on a club.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, I get that. But I'm saying what Ryan's saying to an extent is correct. Is that it's just an added bonus to say, hey,
Yeah,
we're the
what I'm
champions.
saying is that I'm
I
not saying
agree
it's
with
the
you,
sole
Vader.
reason
I
why
still think
Florian
he
chose
goes
Liverpool.
to Liverpool, even if they finish second. I think it just adds to it. Is the point?
well,
No, it was
does.
definitely a factor in it. It definitely kind of increased our chances of him choosing us, which he has done. Like, it can't exactly hurt winning the Premier League at the end of the day. You know, the fact we're champions, that is definitely would have appealed to him at the end of the day. But either way, it's just a brilliant signing. It definitely increases our chances of going back to back. And like I said, I don't think we're done. I think we're going to go for more as well, which is kind of scary in a way, I guess. But look, City are having a great window as well. There's no doubt about that. They're making some top signings. They're not going to stop as well. They've got, I think, more signings to make as well after the Club World Cup. So, look, it's not going to be easy next season to retain it, whoever we get. But because I think City are going to be right up there. Arsenal, I don't know what they're. It's still early in the
I think he
window.
was going
But
your mob actually. He was going your place. I believe so, Vader. Yeah, I believe he was
who was
going
this
to you.
player?
I remember
Who was this
correctly.
player?
Huh? Yeah, Vader. Who is this player, Vader?
You talking about CR7? You talking about CR7?
Nah, it wasn't Ronaldo. Nah, it wasn't Ronaldo. No, it wasn't Ronaldo. It was Berbatov. I think he was going your place.
Nah.
It was Berbatov.
Nah.
Hey, Pops, who was it? It was Berbatov. Yeah, I'd forget that too if I was you. It was Berbatov.
On his way?
Yeah.
Nah.
It was Berbatov. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it either. If my player got snatched up at the airport, I'd hear it too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I believe it was.
If it was, it wasn't the first nor the last.
It was. I believe it was. I believe
many
it was.
Players,
to remind us. I think
many players have chosen to go to United instead of City recently. We've seen how that's played out.
Have they?
Yeah.
Who?
Pogba was flirting with going to City. CR7 was flirting with going to City.
Oh, no.
Alexis Sanchez was flirting.
When you say that, Pogba and Ronaldo was already here and then ended up got linked to you. I'm talking about players who are at another club and then came to us. We ain't really in for players like that together.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez. That's
Sanchez. Yeah. We should.
Maguire, another example.
Nah, you lot pump faked us with that, man.
We pump faked.
Pep did it, you man. You do that type of thing if you was manager. Yeah, I think he's an excellent player to get people interested in him. That's that. You do that. You do that. That is you. But that's why you laughing. If he's a manager would do that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm interested in such and such, knowing he's a bad player, knowing that others are going to pay attention to him. But Vader, your thoughts on this? Because you're someone we spoke about this deal many a time on the United City show. So your thoughts, Wirtz, big money, as you tweeted out, plenty of pressure as well. So yeah, your thought, because this is your title rivals making a major move here, because you're going to be 1 and 2. You agree with that? You think that are you 2 1 and 2, no matter what order it is?
I'm not ready to say that just yet. I realize.
Oh, really? You think Arsenal crashed the party or Chelsea?
I think Arsenal.
Chelsea have a chance. I think Arsenal still dependent on. I don't think Chelsea have a. No, I don't know. I think Chelsea will get top 4. They're not going to be anywhere near.
I said
Liverpool City.
Still backing your boy Artel. Yeah. You don't want to remember Berber. I get it, man. I'd forget about that too. But yeah, I understand, man. It makes sense. The Men in Black thing. But so you don't think you're 1 and 2? But all right, anyway. But they're a title rival. You agree with that? They're going to be around the roundabouts there.
I think the same way we saw Chelsea early in the season up there, we're going to see Arsenal as well, because everyone's strengthening. There's no sneaking up from a Liverpool standpoint. And as you asked me about this whole transfer window, this is great. This is great. Like you kind of poke fun at me. You kind of think I'm doing a little gas thing. I like how competition elevates. I like how you have. You know what I mean? I like what it means to the league, especially from a content creator standpoint. You're gonna have better games. You're gonna have more stories to really talk about. Right. I like this, and honestly, like Liverpool fans are in an interesting space right now. 1 second, I'm hearing my fire alarm.
That's all good, man. Go do what you gotta do, man. It's all good. Like United smoke on his way to him, man. That's what that is. Hopefully, it's all good before I start making jokes as well. And the reason why he's always trying to gas up Arteta, because that's his guy. But you lot, don't get missing just because you hear Ryan, Vader, and myself having conversation. Any questions you lot have, get in. Like I said, members, I start your questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be about necessarily have to be about the Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. But I do want to hear Vader's thoughts as well. My thoughts on it, I mentioned it there at the very start. Very, very good signing for Liverpool. The money, yes, the money comes with major expectation being a record transfer fee. But I think it'll be worth it. Look at his profile, the skill set. I don't think he'll worry about I don't think the physicality will bother him. Not even though he's not the strongest, because of his
He can
balance and his
physically
agility.
handle himself, though. It's
That's
not like
it.
he gets like shrugged off
And
the
this is
ball or anything.
and this is
like
the
that.
point I'm making. The reason why he don't get shrugged off the ball is because of his agility. Is because of his balance, because of his ability to carry the ball as well, because of the spaces he'll pick up, because his technical level's high, but also his footballing IQ is very high as well.
Yeah,
And I think it's a
his
great
footballing
signing for
IQ is
Liverpool.
what impresses me the most,
Yeah,
actually,
I
with him.
think
He's
he'll
always
get
scanning.
goals.
If you watch him, he's always scanning around him. He's always aware of his surroundings. What he does as well, that I feel like whenever I watch Wirtz, is I feel like he protects the ball very well. Like he always shields the ball very well from opponents. I think gets his body in between the opponent and the ball. I think he's great at that, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, I think he's just an all-round very good footballer as well.
Yeah.
Like,
And
so
that's it. That's where I'm at with it. And I look at that and I think he'll get goals, he'll get assists, he'll be great for others. He'll do fine in the Premier League. Be interesting to see what else Liverpool do in attack with the 9 role. Who, if they do go and sign the left winger, depending on what goes on with Diaz as well. But he could legit be the difference maker in them winning the league title or not winning the league title, or Liverpool winning the Champions League or not winning the Champions League. Because ultimately, alongside individual performances, that's all he's going to be judged on. But I've heard people say, "Oh, he's not worth the money," or I've heard people say, "Oh, he's not worth the money." I've heard people say, "Oh, well, he's a good player, but it's too much." I've heard other people say, "Ah, he's not that talented of a player." I think he's quality, and when you are at the higher end of professional football, guess what? These are the type of deals you have to do. If he helps Liverpool pick up 3 Premier Leagues in the next 4 years and a Champions League, money well spent. Liverpool win 1 Premier League in the next 4 years and no Champions League, you'll look at it sideways, depending on his individual performances. But you still have to get your team over the line, even if his individual performances would have to be incredible and Liverpool are not successful for people to go, all right, you did pretty much all you could. But it is a statement of intent from Liverpool, and that's why I said at the start.
you know what the thing is as well? Do you know one thing I like? No one can call, even though we're spending a load of money this summer, no one can call Slot a checkbook manager because he already won the league with no signings.
Well, that's true. That is very, very true. And it's on City not to respond because they've also been doing very well in the
their
window as
window's
well.
been
They
class.
announced Cherky, they announced Eight Nori.
I think
And
Reinders is done as well. He
Reinders'
was
deal is
playing
done,
tonight, so I think that's why they didn't announce him. But I think
yeah.
that's done as well because they would have got that done before the Club World Cup. But now that's 3 really. I really like the well, not like it because, but I think the Aït-Nouri signing is probably the one that impresses me the most, just because I think it's class. I think Aït-Nouri is absolute class. Like I would have actually, he was actually my first choice for left back. Even though I like the Kirkes signing, I would have preferred Aït-Nouri. That's just a preference thing, though. I think, though, to be honest, I do really like Aït-Nouri, so that's a really good signing. Cherky, I think, is a good signing as well, especially for the price that they've got him at. And Reinders, I do like Reinders, to be fair. I feel like with City, though, one thing I want to see them that I find interesting I want to see them out of possession next season. Like, I think in possession, they're going to be fantastic. I think they're going to be back to their old selves in possession, creating loads of chances, keeping the ball really well, technically just really good to watch. But out of possession, I think they're going to be quite interesting because you've got Haaland and Cherky who don't press. Like, notoriously, those two don't press. And then even Reinders, like, I'm not saying Reinders is like lazy or like slow or anything, but whenever I've watched him, like, he can get by. He's not great off the ball. Like, he can get bypassed a bit in midfield as well, Reinders. But obviously they'll have Rodri back, so that will improve things, I guess. But out of possession, I think City will be. I'm a bit unsure about them, especially with Pep Linders as there now, because that guy didn't know how to coach a team out of possession. So So yeah,
So
that'd be
bet
quite
is on
interesting in
them
terms of
them
that.
players to win win the ball back high. But we'll see how it works. Big up to my guy Sheik. Make sure you lot subscribe to Sheik TV. Says big up Flawless. Hope everyone keeps the same energy for Wirtz like they did for Pogba as well. Big money midfielder and everything. I've seen you ain't the first person to say the Sheik. I've seen this on the timeline as well, and he will be held to a high standard. Because he is a world record feat, the same way Caicedo was, the same way we hold Rice to. Pogba, obviously, at the time as well. Any player who's going to a Big Six club who's 100 million or north of 100 million is going to get held to a high standard. Mainstream media might not do it, but definitely content creators and definitely also socials. We already know what social media is going to be like with Wirtz. You already know, even if he
You've
hasn't.
already kind of seen it, haven't you? With
Yeah,
like the whole
let's say he has an
Wirtz
average. He could
Churchy
have a
stuff the last
7.
week or so.
Yeah, like let's say he has a game and he's a 7 out of 10. People are gonna make out like it's a 4. Even if you actually watch the game, you go, all right, he wasn't great today, but he was good, but good and decent and 6s and 7s out of 10s are not enough for individual fans. But again, it's on the team. If he contributes to Liverpool winning, that's all that really matters, to be honest. That's what I'd say. And yeah, I agree with you, Pops. I think Nori is a better wing back than he is a left back. But that
I
City
do
team is
agree
looking
with that,
serious.
but I think Nori's defense. I feel like people just think Nori's a bad defender. I don't think he's a bad defender. Nori.
They're serious. They are a serious outfit. I'll
Yeah,
say
like,
that much. They are. That ball-headed demon over there on the blue side of Manchester is a problem for.
yeah.
Ain't my problem, but that's Liverpool issues.
I think
I don't like what I'm seeing.
even without these signings with City, I would have just expected them to just get better this season anyway. Just because I think
I don't like
you
what I'm
don't
seeing.
expect that City team and Pep to just have 2 bad seasons in a row. Like they're always going to come back in some way. But obviously with these signings as well, they'll be right up there challenging again. Whether they win it or not, I don't know. But nah, they were never like gonna be like, have a season like they did last season. Like
I don't like it one
again.
bit. That's what I say. But I do not like it. I don't like what I'm seeing from the red side and Merseyside. I don't like what I'm seeing from the blue side
Do you
of
like what you've seen
Manchester.
from North London?
But yeah, white side of North London, I like what I'm seeing. The lily white and blue side, the European champions
Yeah.
over there, I like what I'm seeing. Like Thomas Frank, I think is a good
Oh,
appointment.
I enjoyed that.
Thomas Frank is a
Europa
good
League
runner.
final.
And I actually think Arsenal, if they do sign Sesko, I don't think Sesko is as bad of a signing as people
That's the
make out.
thing. I've
I
actually
don't think
been rating Sesko. People have been getting on to me. I actually like Sesko.
I'm not
the only
saying
thing
all
with
that is
Sesko
rating
is
him. I just think that it's hey Pops, I wish, man. I wish I could just not see this shit, but unfortunately it's my job.
Is it with Sesko? I think with Sesko, people act like Sesko's like shit and like a Darwin Núñez 2.0. He's miles better than Darwin Núñez. But the question is with Sesko is whether he's ready.
I ain't even talking
now.
about that. The reason why I think he'll do all right is because of the way Arsenal play. Arsenal
I
crossed
agree
the
with
ball
you.
a
I
hell
think
of a
he'll do
lot.
okay.
And people tell me the physical attributes he has, he's good in the air. And we've seen how Moreno has done well playing as like a makeshift 9. And Sesko is a better version of that. Oh, yeah, misunderstood. They ain't winning the league or nothing like that. But I don't think it's as bad a sign as people make out. It isn't what they need. Signing. But I think he'll
I think
he'll do all right.
people are just like, including Arsenal fans, they're just upset about probably not getting Gyökeres. I think because a lot of them, I think, would have rather had Gyökeres. But I've actually said I think Sesko's a good signing for Arsenal. But you got Hussam, thinking he's, Darwin Núñez 2.0. I think Sesko's good. So
we carry on. Everything good on your side there, yeah? Everything good?
Yeah, listen, the smoke detector went off. My little guy was he was cooking a little too high, so it's all good.
All right, cool. Just to make sure, innit? Because before all right, guys, as long as everything's good. I was saying that was Liverpool turning up the heat, man. That's why smoke alarms going off. That's why.
You know what? I gotta address this Liverpool because these Liverpool fans are moving different. They're moving different. For years, they were talking about the whole city spend.
This is the vein I wanted to see.
They were talking about the whole city spend. Like, oh, look at what City are spending, and look at how they can't spend what they spend, and now that they're spending the other way around, it's like, oh, all's good. This is how they should be moving. This is what big clubs do. So, guys, let's just be consistent. You can say all that about your club, if we're face to face, or if I link up with you, if I see you, just admit what you were saying about City a couple of years back. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Bear in
Because
mind, they didn't spend January or last summer.
You lot spent 200 million in January.
Hey, hold on. We're gonna dismiss this whole myth. No, we're gonna dismiss this whole myth. We didn't spend in the summer transfer. What are you talking about? You didn't spend in the summer transfer. They bought a player in the summer.
Okay, all right, let's change.
Don't be
shameless.
They did, okay. They
didn't spend significant amount. They didn't spend a significant amount.
It's 30 mil significant? Because that's what I spent on Savinho.
So no, 30 million is not significant.
Okay, so we both had insignificant summers. But am I telling everybody
200 million?
How else did you buy in the summer? Was it just
in the summer? I spent that on Savinho
on a free,
and Gundogan on a free.
Okay, so you didn't spend in the summer. That's correct.
But I ain't out here being like, oh, I didn't spend anything. You know what I mean? I don't. The PR for Liverpool is mad.
Because then you spent big in January, so you just had your summer window.
But until January, Liverpool were talking reckless like that. They were talking about, we didn't spend anything. I just won. I just won the Prem, and I didn't spend anything.
Yeah, well, a mistake on your part. But hey,
right. So exactly, you said it, mistake. So what did I do in January? I corrected the mistake.
Facts. You did do that.
So let's, you know what I mean? So let's not do the whole we spent that in January because of how much of a disaster the season was. 1-14, 1-13. We were losing games. We were winless. We had to fix it. We had to do all of that and still finish third, a couple points off Arsenal. So listen, the spending was crazy. We had to do it. We had to right the ship. The spending that we're about to do now is to try and keep up with Liverpool, because Ryan said it. They won this league without really having a striker, without really having a good performing left back. They did this with a right back that was half in, half out. You know what I mean? So you did all that weak, and you've now strengthened.
And a new manager as well in his first season.
Exactly, and a new manager. So for us to be able to keep up, for us to be able to compete with Liverpool, we got to invest. And we also recognize why
I think you're now a better side than them, but go on, carry on as you will.
Oh, yeah, now you're going to do too much. But the reason why I was 1-13, 1-14.
Sorry, you don't have the goat in the dugout, no.
It's a conversation.
No, I'm not manager to manager, I've got the better manager. If you want to talk squad to squad, no.
Squad to squad, it's close, and you clear them in the manager.
It's not close.
Squad to squad is close.
Nah, it's close. All
right. So I get to the start. So
we don't need to do that. No.
Yes.
With the questions at the top.
Yeah. Now we don't want it. See how
now you want to rewind.
Now see how he running people. He got his track.
I'm not running. Now you just want to rewind everything.
His track shoes on quick, because we know squad for squad it's close, and you clear them in the manager. Therefore, you're my favorite to win the league. If you switch managers, I'd pick Liverpool.
Flawless. How good was my squad last year?
Not very.
Okay, so what are we saying here?
But your squad is much better now.
Okay.
You have the better midfield and the better attack. What are we doing here?
I didn't just sign. I didn't just do a record signing. I didn't just go out and get the best German. Flawless. What are we doing?
Great. Here? All well and good. Is their attack better than yours?
Their attack was better than
mine. I can't lie, our attack.
No. I didn't say it is. I'm saying right now on paper, you're for, with this new signings, therefore including Wirtz. Who has the better quartet?
We can't. No,
we all know who has the better quartet. You know it. Ryan know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
Did you see what Salah did last year?
Salah's one player. Salah's one player.
What do you mean? He performed like 3
goals.
Salah's cold, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let's not change it. I'm not talking about a player, an individual.
Got Erling Haaland.
If we do it individual for individual, that's a whole different conversation. I'm saying as a quartet. I don't
want to do a quartet.
Picking who? No, of course, because that's what wins leagues. Squads.
Okay, who's got the better attacking player?
Best attacking player.
Yes.
Individually, yes.
No, hey.
You just asked me who's got the better attacking. No, you asked me who's got the better attacking player. Yeah, of course. You said attacking player. I said them.
Who's got the best attacking player?
Attacking player, them.
Who's got the best keeper?
Them.
Who's got the best defender?
Them.
What are we doing here?
Okay, that's individuals.
Okay.
Who has the best attacking? Who has the best attacking quartet? Starting 11, 4 for 4, 10 striker and 2
Are we
wingers.
counting Foden in that?
Who has that? Say again.
Are we counting Foden in that?
Yeah, you can put whoever. Ryan, I'll go one further, Ryan. Whoever you think the best 4 is for each. So, say for instance, if you think Diaz and someone else thinks Gakpo, whatever
whatever you stands right now. If you put Wirtz in, you say Wirtz.
You got his boy,
but it's close. But it's close. It's close.
I don't. Yeah, it's close. Whose is better though?
Yeah, whose is better? But
I tell a lie. I don't even think it's close.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Outside, okay, let me go one further. Outside of Wirtz and Salah, what attackers of theirs make your bench?
Why are we doing the make the bench stuff?
Because to prove we're talking squad for squad. That's why.
No,
how come you can't answer my question? I answered yours. Why can't you answer mine?
Luis Diaz makes our bench.
Okay, so who's better? So Luis Diaz is better than what attackers at your football club? Go on.
You tell me Doku's not good. You tell me Grealish is not good.
Don't give me my opinion on it. Your opinion on it. You don't think Diaz is better than Doku?
Flawless.
Do you think Diaz is better than Hold on. Why can't I get a simple question?
I'll give you a simple answer.
Do you think Diaz is better than Doku?
Listen, I'll answer that.
He is definitely.
No, hold on.
No. I'm asking.
No, this was funny. This was funny because and you guys are all going to witness this, right? Because this is what Flawless. He's got to rewind it. All right, he's got to rewind it because when we went to talk about quartet, now he wants to do individual. He wants to do Luis Diaz and Doku. Let's keep it with the quartet. All right, let's keep the 4
because I can't get a straight answer out of you. Who has the better quartet, Vader? You or them?
I do, but it's close.
Okay, and here the reason why. Okay, so to go one further, the reason why I went individual for individual because I don't believe it's close. They have 2 players in their starting 11 that don't make your bench. That goes to show it's not close. Two of their 4 do not make the City squad. If we combine the 2 and we can only have 2 or 3 spots on the bench, if we do a combined 11 and they're all in one squad, Diaz, no Nunes, no Jota, no Gakpo make their bench. In your opinion, I'm talking about. They might in some others. You rate Doku highly. You rate Foden highly. You rate Mamouche highly. You rate who else if you got an attack? Savinho highly. You don't think Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes, or Jota are better than any of them 4. So how is it close?
It's close because we just witnessed this past season.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Does Wirtz even make your 11?
Of course he does.
Okay, just make ahead of who, Mamouche, yeah? I'm just making sure. With you. You never know with you because you ain't Doku, so I had to make sure.
Are you saying Mamouche in the 10 or Mamouche on the left?
That's a great question. What is your combined 4?
We're all over the place.
No, listen, I want to know what's your combined.
Because I don't know because I want Wirtz in the 10. I'm not playing Wirtz on the left.
The 4 that I would include over at Liverpool would be Salah, would be Wirtz, would be Luis Diaz.
I'm saying combine both your teams. Both your attacks.
Well, let me deal with their 4 and then my 4, and then we'll eliminate who's got to be eliminated.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah, that's good. There we go.
You know what I mean? That makes sense, right? So we've got Gakpo on the left, Diaz playing false 9, Wirtz, and we got Salah. That's the 4 that I would suggest are the best attacking players over at Liverpool.
You said Wirtz, Diaz, Salah, and he was on the left.
And Gakpo.
Well, yeah.
All right. And now over at City, I'm gonna have Holland, of course.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna have. I gotta have Marmouche, new addition coming in January. I gotta. Right, I gotta have Marmouche.
I'm a big fan. I'm sold on him. I'm a big fan. Big.
And now I've got to have Foden, and I've got to have Doku.
Foden right, Doku left.
Yes.
You're not putting Turkey in.
Yeah, because Turkey don't get in. Here we go.
Wait.
No, Turkey's done. It got announced.
Yeah, Turkey's done.
Yeah, Turkey's done, but I'm
Turkey. I'm asking you. Turkey don't get. That's fine. Turkey don't get in.
No, he doesn't get in. He doesn't.
For me, I'm still putting Foden, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So we've got Foden, Haaland, Mamouche, Doku. That was your quartet, right?
Yeah, up front.
Yeah. Right, now combine the 10. Okay, so now combine the 4.
So now if I'm gonna drop, striker's got to be Haaland. Right wing's got to be Salah.
Yeah.
At the 10, as great as Marmouche has been, I got Wirtz.
Wait, so you paying Foden on the left?
No,
Foden was on the right, but
Foden would have been on the right, and Foden's not making it.
Gakpo and Doku.
So between Gakpo and Doku, it's Gakpo.
Okay, all right.
But what I'm saying, when I say it's close, it's close. When we want to talk about difference makers, though, and that's why I brought up the names. You want to talk about Alisson, arguably the best in the world. You want to talk about Van Dijk, best in the world. I can't claim those though.
We're doing individual because we know squad for what's it called, unit for unit. They don't compete. You have the better midfield. You have the better attack. Overall, I'm talking about individual. Yes.
Yeah, so let's also stay in the moment. What did that do for me this season? Liverpool proved.
If you had the same team, I would pick them. You don't have the same team. This is why you've invested. You've added Cherky. You've added Rangers. You've added 8.
We haven't seen them kick a ball though yet. Yeah, but we haven't seen them kick a ball, and like Ryan was saying,
we haven't seen Wirtz kick a ball either.
I know, but that's one addition to a winning club. And this is several
like you don't have the best striker and the best midfielder out of the two. So what we doing here?
Flawless. I finished third.
That's actually really true.
Okay, you finished third, but you have the balance. Do you not have the best midfielder out of the two?
What do you have the best midfielder?
Rodri.
Do you have the best? Does the best midfielder?
Rodri coming off an ACL. I'm now going to say that
Rodri off an ACL. God. So who's the best midfielder then? If it's not Rodri, who
come
is
back from ACL?
Wait, hold up, Ryan. If it's not Rodri, who is it?
Until a ball's kicked.
Who is it? I just need a name.
It's Wirtz.
Okay, so Wirtz is the best midfielder. All right, got you.
Until a ball's kicked. Until I see Rodri
actually been here. Wirtz. All right, okay.
Plus, I haven't seen Rodri play for an entire season. What's happening here?
Okay, cool. All right,
wait, wait. You're already claiming that Rodri's better than Wirtz?
Yes.
And he hasn't been okay.
Yes,
you know who Rodri's like.
Yes, Wirtz ain't kicked the ball either, so we can only go off paper. Because Rodri's game,
I don't go off paper. I go off of what I last saw.
Yeah, if Rodri's game was more mobility based and it was more physical, I'd be a little bit like, he might. What's it called? He might. Is it wild? Because we still ain't got an answer from you. We know who has the best attack. We know who has the best midfield. Defense, I'll give to them. And you dog walk them in the managerial role.
You're giving me the best. Wait, you're giving me the best.
If Rangers is as good as people say he is, because all I hear is how good Rangers.
But this is what we're doing. Let's not do what people are saying.
I can only do it. That's what people saying about.
No.
What's the difference? Okay, no. Veta, what's the difference between people saying about Rangers and Wirtz? What's the difference between the two? What's the difference? Bear in mind what is the difference? People speak highly about both of them. So either we apply it to Wirtz and then don't apply, or we either apply it to Wirtz and it applies to Rangers, or neither of them at all. You know what I'm saying? This downplaying and you got to go is sickening.
No, but this is what I want to know. What I want to do is I don't want to go off of what others are saying. You've watched games. You're watching Europa. You're watching Champions League. So I'm going based off. I'm going based off of what I've seen, and I'm asking you for what you see, not what people are saying, because we know people are going to gas up City. Oh, they're already favorites to win it. Look at what
you're missing the point. No. Let
me ask you this.
Well, you asking me? Go on.
Based off of the midfielders that you've seen play, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to speculate, fine. I'm choosing not to speculate. You think that City have the better midfield?
Yes. You have the best midfield in the league. Rodri is Rodri. Until I'm proven otherwise, Rodri is Rodri. Because if I sit here and say Rodri's terrible and this and that and this and that, Rodri, even if Rodri has fallen off a couple levels, he's still light years ahead. So this is Rodri, who you and many other City fans were saying Ballon d'Or winner. So we're gonna hold.
He was Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay, so we're gonna hold him to that then. So
no. This is why are we being silly? We're gonna hold a man to Ballon d'Or levels when he's coming off an ACL. What are we doing here?
The reason why? Okay, so I'll explain why Veta. His game is not based off of physicality. I also said, let's say he's dropped off a couple levels. Even Rodri, who's dropped off a couple of levels, is still light years ahead. I love how it's Pep is this, Pep is that, Rodri's this, Rodri's that, until there's expectations leveled at it. So yes, I'm saying you have a better midfield. Also on top of that as well, I rate Wirtz highly. I think Gravenberch is a very, very good midfielder. I also think McAllister is. But when it comes to balance, I think your midfield is much more balanced than theirs.
Name my midfield that you think is more balanced than
Rodri.
It's not crazy to say though.
Rodri. Rodri, Reinders, and Mamouche. That's a better balanced midfield.
No.
If Reinders is as good as people say he is, because people put Reinders in the same bracket that they put Wirtz in, even though they play different positions.
Really?
People have been talking about Reinders for the last 12 to 18 months on this channel and saying how good he is. You know what people have said? Hey, he's like, he can do everything. He's like Rodri with legs. These are the type of things that have been mentioned about him. So we're not doing that. You also have Haaland. You also have Doku, who you rate very highly. So we ain't going to run from that.
But you,
and you
don't rate him. Let's not do this.
I don't rate him. He ain't getting him. I don't rate him, but you rate him highly. So I'm holding you to your words. You rate Doku highly.
So we're gonna go back and forth because I'm gonna hold you to your words, and then what?
And Doku's not playing in mine, though. Doku don't start in mine. I put Foden over that side.
All right. So
I'm talking about you.
Right,
so how do they have a better attack? You, like I said, outside of Salah and what's his face? Salah
Wirtz?
and
Wirtz?
Yeah, Salah and Wirtz. None of their attackers make your bench. What we doing out here? None actually, but you said Gakpo over Doku, which makes no sense to me. But here we are, because of the way you talk about Doku. But here
you don't think Gakpo's better than Doku? I think
of course Gakpo's better than Doku. Doku's rubbish.
Yeah, we all know Doku's rubbish.
Because I don't let Flawless crap on Doku when he's playing.
I don't crap on him. He craps
yes,
on
you
himself.
do.
I don't crap on him. I don't crap. His performance is crap on himself.
Yeah, you don't crap on him. But when he highlights it, when he has a game where he's almost 9 out of 10, and you're
what game is this? What game?
There's not a lot of games though. There's not a lot of games where he's not.
But when there are games,
you know when he's 9 out of 10. You know when he's 9 out of 10. 1 out of 9 times. That's when he is. That's why his ass is on the bench.
To be fair, Flawless.
And then this guy wants to tell me
wait.
I think the point is that
outside. Okay. So you can wait. Here's how I'm gonna kill this. So you think Gakpo's better than Doku? What other attackers at City is Gakpo better than?
I think he's better than Doku and Savinho.
But he's not better than Foden.
No, I don't think he's better than
He's not better than Foden. He's not better.
Okay, so you put Foden left then, wouldn't you?
No, I'm not no, Foden's not good on the left. Foden is better on the right, coming centrally. So when we're talking
Foden do well,
you can't put him on the right because it'll be Salah. So you
exactly. I'm the one being balanced here.
No, Foden has to be in that team,
wild.
You're running from expectations because you got this manager that's the GOAT, but you got him coming second to Slot. Let's not do that, man.
Don't let Slot beat Pep second year in a row. Do not let Slot beat Pep second year in a row.
This manager can feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread, can walk on water and all this crap, but can't beat Slot. Nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? He better beat Slot this season with that team. I'm not hearing it.
Don't let
you have a better midfield and you have a better
2 years in a row.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let Slot pick his ass 2 years in a row. Let's not do
Ryan and Sheik. What Flawless doesn't want to happen is for me to point out how we are weaker than Liverpool and then Pep winning the season. He doesn't want that. He wants the conversation to be, City are always favorites. City are better. They're expected to win.
No,
but
I think
how are you? Wait. How are you weaker than them? You have a better attack and a better midfield and a better manager who dog walks
paper.
What we talk? Yes, on paper. So that's what we going off. We always go off paper.
No.
We always go. So if we don't go off paper, what are we currently going off there? If we're not going off
of we're going off of what we just saw from this season.
Okay, but what have we seen? You know what we talking about?
We saw Liverpool being better than City. We saw Arsenal being better than City. That's what we saw.
But then you improved. Have you not signed good players?
Okay, but Flawless, this is my point.
Are Arsenal finishing above you this season currently? So what we doing here? And simple yes or no. Are Arsenal currently constructed finishing above you this season?
Currently constructed? No.
That's currently constructed right now.
We were 3 points behind, but I can say that for Arsenal because we were 3 points behind them.
And I just need a simple currently constructed as Manchester City are now as a squad on the 11th of June. And as Arsenal are now as a squad on the 11th of June, are Arsenal finishing above Manchester City? Simple as that. It's a simple question. But it's a simple answer.
If you want all these answers to be a yes or no,
I don't need all the answers. I just want your opinion on it. Are Arsenal currently constructed better than Manchester City? That's all I'm asking.
Okay, I get it.
I don't know why.
Do you just want a yes or a no, or do you want to
yes?
I want
a yes or no, then I want the explanation. I want a yes or no, then the explanation.
Currently constructed, City are better than Arsenal.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. And why are City better?
Can I give context now, or is that all that you want?
Go on, give context.
So the context here is when I was talking about Liverpool and City, I said it's close. When I want to talk about the difference between City and Arsenal, I finished 3 points behind Arsenal when I was the team before the team I am now. So I can confidently say, as constructed right now, because Arsenal haven't gotten anyone, that I believe that I've got enough to be 3 points better than them. Easy.
I agree with that.
Okay.
That's why I didn't need no context on it. I'm fully aware that you're better. Everyone with a brain and 2 eyes knows you are better constructed than Arsenal. The point I'm making is about you and Liverpool. I don't think there's a big difference, no. But the biggest difference, the biggest difference between the two is the managers. Your manager dog walks them. So therefore, the fact that there's light years, because it's fair to say, is it not fair to say between Pep and Slot, there's light years between them?
Of course.
Is that fair to say?
One of the goats of the sport. Like,
is that fair to say, or is that too far?
Sure.
Because if I say they're close, you'd want to jump me about that.
No, but I've seen managers that are light years better than Flawless.
Okay.
We've seen managers that are light years better, aka Arsenal being better than Klopp. We've seen that happen.
Not to win a league. Not to win a league. We're talking about winning league titles here.
Okay.
Stop it.
Right.
Not talking about them having an off season and Arsenal finished second and they finished
2
fourth.
off seasons.
We're talking about winning the league.
A manager light years ahead of a novice.
Klopp had declined.
2 off seasons. Yes.
Unless you're saying Klopp had declined the last 2 years. I always say that I cut Klopp last 2 years. I wanted him gone. Flawless can vouch for me on that. 2 off seasons, man. We're not talking about what did they declined. There's a whole difference between finishing second and a manager having an off season and finishing fourth. Ollie finished above Klopp. What does that mean? We're talking about winning league titles here. That's the main thing. That is the huge difference. And Pep is like the gap between Pep and Slot is bigger than the gap between Klopp and Arteta. What we doing out here? Light years ahead. This man can walk on water according to you. He's the bona fide goal. You don't think anybody comes close to him. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
His resume speaks for itself.
Okay, then. So therefore, I'm holding him to this resume. Then.
Flawless. Let me.
So what we doing out here, man?
Okay. Let's understand what we're doing out here. As of right now, Flawless, you have City winning the Prem.
Yes, that's currently constructed right now. Yes, mainly because of the managers. If you switch managers teams, I'd pick Liverpool. If you switched them, I'd pick Liverpool. Because the manager is the key difference between the two sides. That's the biggest gap. Even though I think your attack is better, they still have a very good attack. Even though I think your midfield's better, they still have a very good midfield. Even though I think their defense is better, you still have a very good midfield. Even though their goalkeeper's better and it adds into the defense, you also have a goalkeeper that's very capable. The biggest factor is the defense. Your Pep Guardiola deliver. Unless he has a team that's light years ahead of yours or double ahead of yours, I'd hear it. The teams are close. If somebody says Liverpool's team and squad and 11 is better than City's, I'd understand it. Even though I disagree, I understand it.
You're saying the gap between the managers is bigger than the gap between the teams. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Which
so
I
therefore, deliver. This is on Pep.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the City team. I'm looking at Pep. You have the tools at your disposal. We know what you're like when you have a team that's great. Go deliver. None of this shit. You've just signed 8 Nori. You've got Cherky and you've got Marmoush. You've got Haaland, potentially Livramento. I'm not hearing nothing. You got Ballon d'Or, Rodri. No. We ain't doing that. We holding you to them standards. We ain't doing that. Yeah, they could add Livramento to it as well. And you add in a Kusanov and a Nico Gonzalez. Who knows what Diaz is going to be? If they do move on Grealish, they might even replace him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Vater's body Doku actually turns up. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe
that's too wishful thinking. That's too.
I never thought it would happen with Dembele, but it did. I never thought it would. You know what? I never thought it would happen with Dembele, but it did. And also, they got the winning mentality as well, because a lot of them, because they just 4 and 5 years. Some of them have won 3 and 4 years.
That's true.
2 and 3. So the winning mentality is over there. Winners like you like to tell me that, right?
What?
Your team's full of players who have won. Winners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Am I wrong? So that
we might be witnessing a regen in Arsene Wenger, with the exception of a manager that could win back-to-back prems. So I'm not quick to say that Slot's not capable of doing it, but we saw an Arsene Wenger come through and obviously challenge Sir Alex Ferguson, who we would all say when Arsene Wenger came in, Sir Alex was light years ahead of him. So we might be witnessing something like that in Slot. But it's
still too early to say that about Slot.
Of course, that's what I said. We might be witnessing it. So to sit here, because many probably would have said, Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, light years light years in terms of the manager and what one's accomplished. But we see how challenging and difficult it was to actually continue to win prems between the two of them. So whether this happens,
who came out the victor in that?
Ferguson.
Who was light years ahead of who when it came to their heads, when it came to those two head to head and afterwards? Who won?
Well, longevity, it was Sir Alex Ferguson.
And also head to head when Fergie was at his best and Wenger was at his best. Who won?
When Fergie was at his best, he got dunked on with an invincible season.
No, who won? Okay, but who won overall?
Titles against Wenger.
Who won overall, fam? I'm not talking one season.
Yeah, I said longevity. Sir Alex Ferguson. I answered it like
I'm talking about those. No, I'm talking about those two because longevity can go beyond when Wenger fell off and Fergie carried on the trajectory and dunked on your club many a time. I'm talking about those two. When Wenger was at his best, who won?
Did Wenger not win 3 prems?
Yeah, and how many did Fergie win in that period?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'm asking you the question.
Oh, Wenger didn't win a double.
When they went head to head,
I said that. I said Wenger wasn't able to win a double, and I said Sir Alex Ferguson.
So you know what? I'm looking for Pep to do. Do what? What Fergie did to Wenger. I'm looking Pep to do to Slot. If Slot is as good as, let's say Slot is Wenger.
What?
Let's say he is. I'm looking for him to do that. Dog walk him. Don't let him win back to back.
No, but how is that crazy though, Vader? That's Pep. This is Pep that we're talking about.
This is Pep Guardiola. Let's hold him to these high standards.
Yeah,
man don't want to be held to these high standards. Let's hold him to this. I've been hearing from Vader and everyone about how good Pep is.
Ryan will tell you. Ryan will tell you that Liverpool team that got 97 points.
Pep's godlike. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to godlike levels. I'm holding him to godlike levels. Don't let Slot get another one. Because, like you mentioned there, you made a great point, Vader, about Wenger and Fergie being light years ahead. And guess what? Their resumes are light years apart too. Resumes are completely different. Go and do that. I'm saying, Pep, go do that to Slot. I actually think Slot is a very good manager. Is he as good as Wenger? I'm not 100% sure. We'll see.
But Wenger it's way too early for that. It's way too early for that.
So it's tough. But yeah, go and do that. Go kick his ass. Go make sure he don't win back to back. Go dunk on him multiple times.
Slot wins back to back.
Pep is doing a madness right now. Pep is managing a club that has a gray cloud of 115 over his head. Pep is managing a club that's got to deal with PSR. Let me finish and don't interrupt. I'll let you guys talk. Pep is managing a club right now that's got to deal with FFP, which Sir Alex Ferguson didn't have to do. And FFP didn't come in until.
He won the treble with 115 over him.
Let Blad, big up Lex. Go on, Vader, carry on. These lot are rude, man. They're rude guys. Go on.
Yo, they're ridiculous. When you hear something being talked about, you got to step on it. This manager is doing things that, listen, I give credit to your managers, what they had to do when they had to do it. But this is different. There's FFP now. FFP came in 2013. When did Sir Alex Ferguson decide to say bye-bye? All right? PSR was never a part of what Sir Alex Ferguson or the managers back in the day had to deal with. This is these are different times. The competitive level, and these were all introduced to try and keep the competitive level.
Oh yeah, Pep struggled to spend money over the years. Yeah.
Quick question, Vito. Did Sir Alex ever win a quad?
No.
All right, thank you very much.
But no one's won a quad.
With the FFP, with all of the financial rules and all of these things, with fancy
no one's
stuff
won a
that
quad,
you're bringing up.
Oh, you mean a 4P?
A 4P, yeah. 4P, my bad. 4P.
Yeah, no, he wasn't able to win a 4P.
With all of, so yeah, and you guys won it with the FFP, with all of these things, with all the 115s, with all of this and that. So your argument dead. Don't wait. No. Listen. The mistake you've made is to join a Q&A. That's the mistake you've made. You should have stayed confined to your Man City podcast. You have entered the firing range where anyone can just rock up with
you. Think this is the first time I've been 1v5?
No. This ain't
Wait, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going up against you.
I
just
I'm with you, Vader, man.
You're with who?
You're gonna need it.
You're with who?
I'm with you.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
This man stays with me.
Vita, listen. I've been watching you for months. I've been watching Vita for months. Just stop the fraudulence once, no? For one split second, just stop.
You got to be specific.
No, Veta. No, I don't have to be specific.
Lex, you got to be specific.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Bless.
Veta, whatever you're talking about right now is the same topic. Stop the fraudulence. You know that Pep is expected to win the league next year. Easily. Like we won it with or points.
Easily.
Yeah, because what? Oh, you cannot beat 84 points?
Wait, hold on. 84 points is not a true reflection of your season, right, Lex? Weren't you guys all drunk at the end of the season?
Listen, Veta,
let's be consistent, Lex.
Let's be very consistent, especially with what everyone's been saying. It's the worst Premier League in a long time. The quality is poor. I know that Man City has refinanced and revamped and replenished their squad. No, Pep is just going to go back to getting 90 points every season, which we couldn't even get close to. No, Veta, stop.
That ain't me.
Stop.
Lex, you know this. It's not me talking about, oh, we've now done this. We're now going to do that. That ain't me. That ain't me, Lex. Flawless always wants to say, why are you downplaying it? Why are you talking?
All right. So
I'm real.
Is this So is this the situation? Is it that Veta thinks that Pep has hit the wall and now it's time for Pep's decline and now Slot is going to take over? Is that what is happening here?
No, that's not what's
happening. What are your views on the current situation? Who do you think are the favorites?
Vader's trying to do the underdog gimmick. I get it.
No, Sheik, I'm not believing anything you have to say until you're on camera. What I'm trying to point out right now,
you've never seen me before. Okay. All right.
Hey, it's an AI generation right now. I don't know if you're just typing away or if someone's mocking something. I don't know if that's you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Lex, what I want to point out, listen, because I'm very balanced. You say you've been watching me, I'm very balanced. Unlike the man above you right now, I'm very balanced.
This guy's a crook.
Listen. Lex,
after I said I'm on his team, this guy is taking.
Oh my God!
You're not on my team. No, you're not on my team,
man.
Oh my! Hey, listen, Flawless. I don't think you want to be on Veta's team, brother. This man's a robber, fam.
He's not on my team.
Swear down.
He's a saboteur. That's what Flawless would be.
No, not Flawless. No, you. Yes.
Lex.
You see,
the underdog gimmick at City with Pep is criminal. Is criminal, man. But you know what's great, Vader? We're gonna do the prediction at the start of the season, so don't worry about it, man. So all this don't matter because we're gonna get your prediction.
No, it doesn't matter.
Lex, Jez, Sheik, everybody. When I do the fan calling shows, I give my own and I do everyone and I say to everyone, okay, what's your top 8? And I date it. And then we'll do it before the season starts. And then when the window shuts, I do another one as I did last season. So when you pick City first, all this gonna be for nothing. But carry on as you were.
Okay. At that time, when the signings are complete and I can properly assess who's where and who's what, yes, I'll give you a fair balance opinion. As of right now, I just witnessed, and Lex has been having chess all season long. I've never heard Lex with so much bass in his voice after this season. He's seen his club win the league without anyone at 9, playing a false 9 with Luis Diaz at times. Jota sometimes. Nunes didn't even touch the pitch when they spent big money on him 2 seasons ago. He won the league.
You see this fucker? You don't choose to acknowledge that Nunes is shit. The first thing you acknowledge about Nunes is that we spent big money on him. You see this? And him do it with a straight face. He does this with a straight face, blood.
Okay.
Guys are white, King White.
At the time,
King White.
At the time when Nunes was purchased. When Nunes was purchased, it was the Veta, please don't do this. We don't need to go back to when Nunes was purchased. You know why? It doesn't matter because we now know he's shit. We already know. We don't need to go back to the price tag. We don't need to revamp all of that. Slot was never going to start Nunes. If you ask me, I would have told him not to start him. If you ask my son, my 6-year-old, he would have told you not to start him. Come on, Veta, stop this. Okay.
We know he's terrible. We do know he's terrible.
He is terrible. But the whole
as
thing
well as Rodri is the best midfielder in the league, proven with like 1 million Premier Leagues. Wirtz isn't better until he comes here and proves himself. Like,
but Lex, you heard my point.
Rubbish.
Wait, Lex. You heard my point with regards to his injury, right? What were you? So wait, hold on. When Van Dijk, Lex, let me see if you're balanced. All right. When Van Dijk returned from injury, did you immediately say he was the best defender in the Prem?
Well, he is now. Okay.
No, not now. Before he even kicked the ball when he was injured going into the following season, were you already claiming that he was the best defender?
Yeah, he's been the best. Who's better than Van Dijk?
No, I'm saying when he suffered his injury, ACL, no?
Are you talking about when he had the injury and when he came back? That's what he's asking you.
Before he came back, the season before he came back, right?
Yeah.
In the offseason, Lex, wouldn't you have been pushing back and being like, guys, let me wait and see how Van Dijk moves before I claim that he's going to be the best defender?
No.
You were already claiming that he was going to be the best.
Because he already had the attributes.
Okay.
So look, the reason Van Dijk was the best and the reason Van de Ven is a really good defender are two different things. So, for instance, when Van de Ven comes back from a hamstring injury, you have to wonder and wait. Why do you have to wonder and wait? Because his thing is speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Van Dijk's thing isn't speed. It's IQ. So as long as he can move, irrespective of having an ACL injury, he will then recover from said injury. Once he's recovered, he'll be fine. Listen, Rodri wasn't moving when he got the injury. He wasn't moving at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, he was a super mobile player.
So all he has to do now is just come back and be slow.
And then the crazy part is, like I've been mentioning, because I've not watched him like that, so I can comment. But everybody I hear talk about Rangers says how good he is.
Just don't play him against.
Anything bad about him.
Listen, Veta. Just don't play him against Arsenal. You still win.
Listen, I'm still vexed about that game because that game started off with Kai Havertz running into him at the kickoff.
And
then later on suffering that injury.
They ran into him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
He came out with an ACL and the whole fan base started to rejoice, only to still not win the league.
Mm-hmm.
Be good.
I want to quickly interrupt this conversation by saying, Pochettino's losing 4-0 to Switzerland.
No way are they losing 4-0 to Switzerland.
4-0, yeah.
I think that's 4 defeats in a row, right? That's 4 defeats in a row.
I think so. And there were some creatures in my fan base saying we should bring him back.
Hey, Jess, what do you think about the Thomas Frank thing?
I like the appointment. Like, I don't think it's about coach. Something different. Like, people saying that they need to go and get a coach that adapts better. And if there's a coach in the Premier League that adapts well, it's probably Thomas Frank. And he gets big results versus big teams as well. Or at least he puts in good performances. So I think it's a good appointment. Was he my first choice? Not really. But
who did you have as your first choice?
My preferable first choice was Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart. Like, he was my first choice because my issue with Frank is that Frank has 0 experience in Europe. The only time bigger agent, the only time he had experience in Europe was in a qualifying round for, I think, Conference League, and I think he got knocked out by that. So he never been in a situation where Thomas
Frank in Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah, he never been in Europe.
Had experience in Europe.
Yeah, only coached like 1 game in the qualifying games. All of that, him coming from like Brentford where you played like 1 time per week, to not only playing the first game was PSG, then you have the Champions League rotation, cup games, and some emotional Spurs fans still. So there's a lot to work on. Like, I'm happy with the appointments, but now we just have to go and get some signings in, because the quality of this team is not that good.
No, well, that's fair. And big up to Sai. Says Flawless, what do you expect from Wirtz and type of numbers, and what's a good season for him? That is, since Lex is here. Lex, I know pretty much your overall thoughts on Wirtz in general, him as a player. What are you expecting from him this season? What are you looking at? Not just obviously numbers and goals and assists, but overall performances as well.
I'm looking for him to provide just a high level of creativity. I really don't care about goals and assists.
Okay.
But if I were to add a number to it, over the season outcomes between 50 to 20 GA.
Yeah.
And because realistically, and it would probably come more in the form of assists, because essentially what we need from Wirtz isn't necessarily goal scoring, because we already have that. We just need someone who takes care of the football better, someone who's more press proven, someone who can also run but also put his foot on the ball and play football in it. So like kind of fell short. He does have attributes that he's good at, but then he has shortcomings, and I think Wirtz covers those shortcomings and still has the adequate skill enough to actually be as good as Szoboszlai was. Not to necessarily the same level, but realistically, I really don't care about my center of attacking midfielder being able to run up and down. I know Wirtz can do it, but at the end of the day, it's like, because in Germany they press a lot and all of this, so he can press and he can run back and do all of that. I don't even really want him doing all of that stuff. You get me? Or not to the intensity of Szoboszlai, not prioritizing it. What I want is the priority. If a through ball needs to go to Salah, let it go to his feet. You get me? Instead of that overplaying it for a goal kick or over. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Quality. You talking about
quality. Just better quality. Dribbling. Don't over dribble and lose the ball. Be able to beat one or two defenders. You get me? And when you watch Wirtz, it's hella nutmegs and things. So some entertainment as well, innit? And then for it, in that case, then we'll be all right. But I still want a striker, hopefully. Either a 9 or a preferably a 9 under DM, but I'm not going to act like a spoiled child right now. Because pretty much if any of the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably even 20 seasons, you gave me a left back, a right back of top quality, and Wirtz for 150, man will just relax with that. But if we want to compete, we still need to improve, because we don't have a Rodri, we don't have a Reinders, which, I mean, Gravenberch is a baller, but he can't play every game. Yes.
Are you concerned about that?
Huh?
Are you concerned about that for next season in terms of
we have McAllister and them, man, but in terms of that higher level, like for instance, Gravenberch is good, but Roger is a better passer, and he can also do the other things that Gravenberch is good at. As well as then you have McAllister, who is good as well, but isn't as press proven. Sometimes he can be clumsy on the ball in certain areas. You'd prefer him being a little bit more box to box or a bit more forward, innit? Not in the 6 receiving the ball, especially if we're going to play a double pivot. So I would like a center. Listen, I don't know. You have to call Kaneki and get him for come on the stream for tell us where would I get that from? Because I have no idea. Because Reinder's gonna City.
That's the funniest shit.
It would probably be like a Barella or something, but it's like Barella not going to leave Spain. It's a bunt, and then he'll probably cost an arm and a leg anyways. So it's like,
why does that matter?
Huh?
Why does paying big matter?
Well, they've already paid big now.
Remember the FFP. Remember the FFP, innit?
I got you.
Yeah, it's like, and him him deliberately asked that question.
Yeah, of course he does. Hey, Vare, let me ask you in regards to Wirtz. What are your expectations? The wrong word, but what do you think? How do you think he'll do? That's what I'll ask, because you don't have an expectation of him. Obviously, you don't want him to do well. But
no.
What do you think he does?
Oh, let me answer this from a position of experience. This price tag. Why y'all laughing?
Nothing.
I'm just watching the football game.
If my team had the delivery you did, it'd be much better. Sorry, go on, Victor. Carry on as you were. That shit was crisp. Go on. Big price tag.
I've seen the effects of that. My own. I've seen that on a Jack Grealish.
Yeah, experience. Yeah, we'll get to that.
You know what I mean?
Vita, ignore the price tag. Just tell us what you expect from the
Lex.
What, Vita,
nah.
What do you expect from Wirtz? We don't need to talk about the price tag.
Now, the price tag goes with what to expect with regards to the player, right?
Oh,
were there not expectations with Jack Grealish? Were there not questions?
And man won a treble, fam. Like, come on, stop this, man.
Man won a treble, but even after the treble, what would every rival keep saying?
Not me.
You don't rate him, though, do you?
Not me.
You're not a fan, are you, Vale?
I'm not a fan of who?
Grealish.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Grealish.
Would you sell him if you could?
I don't sell him to Liverpool, please.
No, I'm asking you, Vale, if you could, if
price,
you got a good offer
25 mil.
If I got a good offer for Jack Grealish, his time's done at City.
25 mil. Take it or leave it.
No.
We need backup. We need competition.
No. Liverpool got pockets. You ain't getting another McAllister. You ain't getting another McAllister. Nice, cozy deal. No, you're gonna pay for this.
No, the pocket's done. You realize you're 150 plus 35. Well, how much did for Kirkis?
Is the Kirkis deal done?
Him said the final stages.
Final stages.
Go
on back to it.
Why you pocket watching?
Vale, master of this. Yo, Vale. But
you pocket watching.
Sure. What do you like? What do you think he'll do?
I
as a man of from your experiences, you said, because you know
what I expect. I expect Wirtz to deliver one of the two majors. Okay. He needs to deliver a Prem, or he needs to deliver the champs to this Liverpool team. That will be my expectation, because we all witnessed it. They won despite not having him and others. They had so many deficiencies. Ryan did an excellent job breaking those down. They won despite all of that. Yep. And now that they went out and they have a record signing, they've got the best German player. They have to go out, and if not equal winning the Prem, they've got to win the champs. That would be my expectations with regards to Wirtz. From a GA standpoint, I ain't about it. I'm not about that. When rivals and even some City fans were trying to crash it on Grealish for where's the G, where's the A, I'm like, nah. For what he means to us, for keeping the ball movement, for even winning some fouls at times, for holding possession, that's what I want. At times, I would cuss him in terms of, you got to take your shot, Jack. You're in the 18-yard box. So there's one defender by you. You got to do something. Get a shot off, of course. But it was never an emphasis to be like, this is what you got to deliver. If you really deeped it, he's delivered either equal or just slightly more GA at City in a shorter amount of time than he did his whole time at Aston Villa. So I never expected him to be like that. But Wirtz, on the other hand, coming to a winning Liverpool, coming to a club that obviously won the Prem, big money. When Lex is trying to talk about the money's done, the money ain't done. They won the Prem, big payday.
You reckon there's more money there? You reckon Liverpool got more? They got deeper pockets?
They were top of Champions League. That's another big payday as well. When you're in the group stages, top of the group stage.
We do have to remember PSR. That could play a factor.
FFP.
Okay.
Like you said.
FFP don't matter. We know people bypass that, but PSR seems like it's PSR, like more.
I believe I think PSR, they got 200 million comfortable. I saw a chart.
Yeah, but he spent like 120 on.
I think they have like 300 million.
But they're about to sell Nunes. They're going to have outgoings as well.
Listen. Oh yeah, you're talking about with the outgoings. Yeah.
They're going to balance it out. For what Lex wants in terms of, he ain't happy with just a midfield. He's like, listen, if you can go out and get me an attacker, get me a striker, I want that. I understand that completely.
You're right.
I'm expecting Wirtz. I'm expecting Wirtz to raise the level of everyone around him. That when you spend money on a player like this, when there was a time when I was looking at getting him to replace a KDB, not necessarily replace like for like, but we have an exit of a player and we're going to have the quality of another player.
Man City wanted Wirtz?
Yeah, of course. But once we realized the evaluation was what it was, we're like, nah, that's too much. What I want.
You two are two of the greatest content creators ever made, Joe. Sorry, go on. Just
what I want. What I want.
I had no idea.
You two, man. You two just petty, man. Just petty individuals, man. Just everything, just that exchange right there, yo. That verbal exchange. Sorry, go on, mate. Carry on.
I don't think I said anything out of
Oh,
turn.
you don't follow. You don't. Yeah. All right. It's cool.
I don't think I said anything out of turn.
I clocked it. It's all right,
but Wirtz is that guy. Listen, when you have, and this is the beauty about it. This season, it's almost like role reversal. It's almost like, Freaky Friday where you kind of switch places. Liverpool are the ones spending big. Liverpool are the ones after winning the Prem reinvesting. So it's not, and this is why I get really annoyed with you, Flawless, because you're quick to you want to put the target on City when the target should remain on Liverpool. They just won, and they're investing to win again.
What target?
What
target?
We don't have a target.
Look at Lex. Lex is trying to make me don't have a target.
Wait, hold up. What target should I be putting?
Hey, first of all, Flawless, Arsenal were the ones who were supposed to win the league this year. We just happened to stumble upon it. Oh my God!
What target are you talking about, Vader? What target? What is this?
The target of expected winners. Expected winners should be Liverpool, not City.
But it's dependent on who you think is the better outfit. Again, you have Pep Guardiola. He is the GOAT. He can feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread. He can walk on water. Therefore, I'm holding him to them godlike standards. Slot, I think, is a very good manager. Do I think he's currently close to Pep? No. Maybe Slot's better.
He's only had 1 year.
Yeah, you made a great point. Maybe Slot is like Wenger when he first got here. And Slot turns out, and in 3, 4, 5 years' time, we'll be talking about Slot in the same realm as the other top Premier League managers. Maybe.
Wenger, the serial loser?
Nah. We're talking about, this is before Wenger fell off. I'm talking about when he got here. Like when Wenger first got here. Maybe he is that good, but currently as constructed, Pep right now is one of the GOATs. So I'm sorry that when I went, because I agree with you, I put Pep there as one of the GOATs. So when you're one of the GOATs, I hold you to GOAT-like standards. You are held to a strict standard. Because GOAT is not something I throw out. Pep sits there. He's at that table. He's on the Mount Rushmore, all that stuff. Go deliver.
I would have loved Pep playing with no FFP and PSR, but it's different.
Say that again?
I would have loved to see Pep play in the league with no PSR and FFP. With a madness.
It would have been great. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to have been able to have splashed more money. I'm saying I would have loved to see my goal
more money.
Yeah, 100%.
Damn.
Without doubt. I would have loved to have seen my club, especially in the last, not even the last stages, in the last 8-9 years of Fergie's reign without the Glazers in charge. Look at what like I keep telling you, look at what we won with them. Imagine what we would have won without them if we would have had owners who were genuinely on it. We was free-peating and winning Champions League, protesting the owners. That's how good him and Gil was. Imagine we actually had owners who was on it, what we would have won. 4-peat comfortably.
I wish I could.
People don't want to talk about that. People forget that.
We still have shit owners.
True.
There we go. So Lex, imagine Liverpool without terrible owners.
Lex, don't do this, man.
Just imagine.
Imagine FSG genuinely what Liverpool
Klopp would have had 3 leagues.
These owners gave this man 2 Prems in 5 years, and he says he's got crap owners.
Well, my owners also, like I said, with Manchester United, we went in spite of them.
You like your owners?
Yeah, I like my owners.
Yeah, because you're 4-peat with them, blood. Me have 2 Premier. No. Me have 2 Premier Leagues in 32 years. Don't bring this bullshit to me.
No, it's 2 and 5. It's 2 and 5.
Wait till the point. I wish you can have a Premier League.
2 and 5.
No, but they should have won more.
I said, do you like your owners?
That's why they don't rate them, because they should have won more.
To be fair though, he has a point though. Like I'm wishing for an FA Cup.
This better for
thank you. Yes, thank you.
This better have like how many Prems City have?
Don't keep up with the Joneses about
7 and is it 7 and 8 or something like that under Pep, or 8 and 10?
No, overall.
Oh,
wait, how many?
Your question? How many Prems you got? How many Prems you got overall?
We got 10 titles.
10 titles. You know how much years?
In about 12 years, right?
We've won 8 since the takeover.
Okay, so 8 in however many, and when was it 8 in what? So is it 8 in the last 10? Or is it 8 and 12? What is it?
Eight since 2012, 2013.
Okay, cool. I'll get you'll know better than us. But yeah, the point I'm making is that like Liverpool, they've won in like United did. We won despite our owners. We just happen to have two goats in their fields, as I keep telling you. We three-peated them on the Champions League. Say again?
You like Liverpool and United in the same. No, but you can't put United and Liverpool in the same. No, there's no despite. Liverpool aren't winning despite the owners.
I'm just talking about just the dislike of the owners and still having success. Those two things are true.
Yeah, they're greedy.
Doesn't mean the owners don't.
Hold on. Liverpool aren't winning in spite of the owners.
No, you're winning with the owners because of the owners. Lex, you weren't winning before these owners. What are you doing?
Brother, listen. The only reason we win the Premier League this year is because you and Arsenal decided to be shit. That's the only reason we won.
Nah.
So it was
what's crazy?
You know what's
crazy? Hey, Veta, you know what's crazy? The ownership that you praise now, the ownership before, they have the same amount of Champions Leagues. Because they had one with them.
Now you're moving into chance. We don't know. We're not doing chance.
We don't include the champs.
Lex has been begging for a Prem.
Are we talking about the Prem? So Lex don't want the Champions League. Hey, Lex, do you want to win the Champions League this coming season?
This man said begging in. Listen to this guy. Wait,
is that not true?
Begging.
Okay,
well, we're so poor and needy over here, isn't it, Flawless? What
the fuck, man? Lex, don't do that.
You know what's crazy is that Lex is just like me when it comes to Veta. He clocks everything. You say.
Yeah, him ability to me like,
no, Lex, I wasn't doing that.
These poor guys over here, they're begging for a Prem. Oh my God.
I was not doing that. I wasn't doing that.
The chat though as well, yo. Nah. It's like Dragon, it's like Dragon Ball Z. You know when two characters are fighting, but they move in dead fast and only certain man can keep that eyes on them.
Veta want me for believe, sir. All the subtle words he uses that take shots are just a coincidence. They're not deliberate. Come on, blood.
All right.
Speaking of that, Veta, we'll go to your mob actually because you lot have been making moves as well. Cherky and Nori both signed as well. Here we goes for both of them. Quality player in Cherky, quality player in Nori.
I like beef jerky, man.
Yeah, man. Thoughts on both. You know what I'm saying? And that you got Ryan Nori, you got Ryan Cherky, and we're left with friggin' Ryan Kajawa. But here we are. Floor's yours. Floor's yours. Fucking shit end of the straw, yo.
That's crazy.
You don't got African either.
You want to swap? Hey, run me 8 Nori for you're Ryan for one of yours. I Ryan for one of yours.
16 out of 10 every time.
Yeah, for real, man. Runners wonder. Ask me, yo. Please, I
love the
you got Ryan 8 Nori, Ryan Cherky, and we got this right.
By the way, can I just say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
I big up the panel. I told as for the right we got left with it. You got Cherky and 8 Nori, we got Kawaja. Sorry, go on. Yeah, floor's yours.
Listen, I'm happy with the signings. I'm happy with the signings. I had a tough season.
Hey, hold on.
Go on.
Here we go.
And notice how the background just changed. This fucking guy. Listen, we need to call the cops. Call it FBI raid.
I actually rate Vader's production. I do.
Yeah, raid this brother, man. Big man thing.
Can you play those?
Vader needs to be in hand.
No. Can you play the Call of Duty ones? Target. What was it? Target
neutralized. Tango down.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Listen. I'm using the 115, and I'm making it work. All right, I'm making it work. I have to emphasize this. These signings were needed. Lex is saying the only reason why he won the Prem was because Arsenal and City were crap. We could only continue fighting for so long. Was I to win a 5-peat? No, because that would have required incredible foresight. That would have required incredible additional spending. That would have also required a manager and a club to be like, listen, I know you guys gave us so much. I know you guys gave us a trouble. You guys gave us a 4-peat. But for us to win this 5-peat, we got to send you out. I don't think they were that ruthless. But that result of the 1 in 13, 1 in 14 was like, listen, we got to fix up. And it's not a fix-up guaranteed to win the Prem. It's a fix-up because we can't have the embarrassment of what we had last season.
You see my insert that fuck we know. What? Yeah, wait for him insert the part. It don't guarantee.
Lex, it doesn't guarantee that we're winning the Prem.
No, him literally they insinuate them a take a break, 1 year, a 1 year break. Now them a fix the team, and in the middle of saying that, him have to go back and fix the statement. Oh, it doesn't mean you fucking fraud.
I had to emphasize that it had to fix. We had to fix up the 1-13, 1-14.
So City's back. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Now, City are back from not having a 1-13, 1-14 type run, right?
But
we've seen multiple signings happen within a season before. It doesn't mean that they're going to gel. It doesn't mean that everyone's going to hit the ground running. So I'm really hesitant. I'm not like Flawless to be like, yeah, I've got the best manager. That therefore I'm winning the Prem. Nah, I'm not like Flawless like that. I need to see how these players fit. I myself.
Are we just going to bypass everything else? You got to add the rest as well.
You know,
he said because of the squad. He said because of the squad.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
You left out.
You know what funny? You know what funny?
The squad as well, Peter. Let's not do that.
It's so funny. It's so funny that Veta and Eagle, where them come from? Canada or some shit?
Yeah. They both Canadian.
Yeah, man, exactly. Because Veta is just a winning Eagle. I swear to God.
That's crazy, Vader.
Veta is just a winning Eagle. Either way, I just believe either way, Eagle losing or winning, Eagle gonna talk a bunch of shit. And this is what this brother doing.
Man conveniently paused and left out the rest, you know. But
I was gonna get there.
The best manager we go with, yo. You just left out the rest.
I was gonna get there. This is the thing.
Yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure.
Pray to God, Arsenal don't will my man alive. I swear though. I'm gonna
do my best not to let. I'm gonna do my best not to let Arsenal win.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that?
I'm gonna do my best, just like
him. Don't take a break. Him don't take a break.
Lex,
every sentence is a shot. Him not say we need to do our best to prevent them from winning. Him not say that.
No, because we take turns. When I felt
so you go back to winning next year then. So it's your turn next year again.
I hope to, but if I don't, I trust in you winning. If I don't win the Prem, I trust in Liverpool winning the Prem.
Is there any of your signings currently that you don't like?
No, the reason, and let me answer. So you like your yes or no? I gave you the no. Now let me give the.
I want to hear the context. I like to hear the yes or no, then the context to it. If I hear context without no yes or no, I don't know where we're going.
Okay, I usually like to give the context and then
you like to be confused.
Wait for the context.
Because you like to confuse. That's why
I don't like to confuse.
You like to confuse because I don't know where we go. If you give me the yes or no, then I'm like, I know where this answer is going.
This is crazy.
Yeah, sure.
The signings I'm mad happy with because look at the drop off from last season. Yep. Listen, Lex, Kaneki, everybody telling me how Walker done. Get him, leave. What I was being told, leave football before football leaves you. We need to upgrade on Walker. All right, that's still an opening that we have to do. We still need to fix that up. I don't know whether we're going to get a signing or not. But on the left side, we went and got Ait-Nouri. I'm really happy with that signing. He's a very attacking player. I think he winds the pitch because he can play out there and he can attack. What he does defensively, we got to see. But I think Pep is thinking, you know what? If we're going to be facing low blocks anyways, let's have better attacking options. There's only a few. It's probably going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. Those are probably the only clubs that will look to attack us. And if the Liverpool one, I'm not too sure because Slot looked to kind of mix things up. Maybe he'll try to play a little bit on the counter. But there's really 3 clubs that'll probably look to go after us, and a few that are just going to be low block. So I think he's trying to get as many attacking options and creative options. With regards to Reinders, I ain't like Flawless. I'm not listening to everybody telling me he's this, he's that. I need to wait and see. But I am happy that we're getting the best.
What have you heard about him?
Flawless.
I'm asking, what have you heard about? Have you heard anything bad about him?
Oh, of course, he's not a perfect player, but I heard he's good attacking, but he's not good defensively. That's what I heard. In terms of reading dangerous threats, I heard he's not very strong in that. So, and relying on Rodri to have to kind of play that role coming off an ACL, another reason why I'm hesitant. to be like, I'm not too
this
sure.
This eagle type shit.
Nah, Lex, I ain't doing nah. See, nah, that's messed up.
Yes,
no, but it is eagle type shit. When Arteta don't win, it's the injuries, it's this, it's that. Him make excuse, him preempt the excuse them from now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what gonna happen.
But
what?
Yeah,
him just prepare for the future. Veta, have some chest. Jesus Christ, you don't have to prepare for the future. Because next year I'm gonna say I said no.
No what?
Say this, the Kings are back on top.
No.
And I cannot win Rangers because I've not watched him like that. I can only go off what I've heard. Because if I'd heard bad things, I'd say that. And the thing is with him, which is very, very rare in the footballing space, I've heard nothing but good things about him, which pains me. I hope
that should raise an eyebrow because there's no player that has no flaws.
No, not that he's perfect, but that he's a very good player is what it is. I'm hearing he's a very good player.
He's very good in attack, 100%. He was player.
I heard he's good.
He was midfielder of Syria, so he's no slouch. He was midfielder of Syria.
And then you're putting him alongside Ballon d'Or winning, even though he's coming off an ACL Rodri and Marmoush in front of that. With Pep in the dugout.
And then Chucky in the half space. Like,
Chucky in the half space. And Nori overlapping.
Turkey, another great signing. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, what do you expect from Turkey, actually? What do you expect from Turkey?
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Oh, good, man. No stress.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
I didn't mean to do all that.
Man, not even gonna say nothing. Man, not even gonna say nothing. Man, not even gonna. Man, wait bit. Leo, listen. Yesterday graphic I'm have up right now. Me literally in my mind I add up that for see how much it add up compared to the words. And me say how him don't have that graphic. Lo and behold, this fucker have the graphic. Him have the graphic.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Make it stay. Don't take it off. Fucking him. Don't take it off.
So, Mayor, what do you expect from Turkey in terms of numbers and in terms of performances as well? Because obviously there's already been there's already been people having criticism of Pep saying don't turn him into a robot. I know we spoke on this, but now it's official. I want to hear your further thoughts.
Before I do that, do you think Pep turns players into robots?
No, I think he gets a bad rap for it. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's over exaggerated. I think he can turn players more mechanical, but I think he gets a bad rap for it because I think people point out the Grealish one.
It's not all players. It's not all players. He only gives no. Listen. No, it depends on the position. His wingers specifically. He doesn't do the same thing with the strikers. He doesn't do the same thing with the center mids. He doesn't do the same thing. But those wingers, always he wants his wingers to play an exact certain way. That's the same thing with Thierry Henry, all of them, man. It's never usually unless you go there here like Zlatan, which is kind of like Haaland in a sense. But you can't change Haaland, so you just have to use him as he is. You can't say Haaland play false nine. Like, come on, that's not going to work. But my thing is this: it's like the reason he has it. The thing about the story about why Pep destroys his wingers, so to speak, if you want to use that, is him literally create the graphics while we're talking. Anyways.
Oh, I didn't even know that was on screen.
Yeah, sure, Vito.
I believe you. Hey, Vito, I believe you, man. I believe you.
Yeah, man. Same.
I believe you.
All right, because he wants in the wide positions, he wants to retain possession. He does not want to lose possession there. Why? Because a lot of the times his systems are set up in a certain way where if they lose possession on the wings, the flank is like a weakness. If you attack City on the wings, it's like the weakness. So him want them for play conservative over there. The problem, so like for instance, that's why him don't want Grealish be too risky, this man be too risky, that man be too risky. And I just think that Turkey is going to go there and just be like Maris, where them doing all this pass, and then Maris just like, yo, man, cut this rubbish, man. And just whip one top bins and get benched for the next 3 games. But that's the thing. And then you don't find his wingers getting a lot of GA unless... But it also has to do with the system because Sterling, he catered to Sterling's strengths. You get me? because he knew, all right, you can't really say Sterling give me good ball retention. You're not going to get that from Sterling. But,
game like that.
But Sterling got in behind. Pause for that, and he had the pace and he had the positioning.
And that's the great point you make, because people will talk about how he used Sterling, but won't say he turned Sterling more robotic because it worked. But then use that as
no, but Sterling, Sterling was turned robotic. Man used to do step overs for us.
Yeah, but
I've never seen him do a step over.
There we go. But people won't use that. People won't say, look at what he turned Sterling robotic and it worked. But people will, on the flip side, will say he turned Grealish robotic. I think he does get a bad rap for it. Put it this way, I think Cherky does fine it. To answer your question.
Here's what I want to emphasize, and Lex was absolutely right. So Pep will choose who he'll give them the keys to. And then in some, he'll be like, nah, this is what you're limited to do. Grealish, it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to make his way into the middle of the pitch, because I think he would have been better served there. But at the time, for our trouble winning season and the quality that he wanted on the pitch, it was best to put him out there for the time being. But he should have came central. He should have showed Pep on how he could have fit in that system, and he wasn't able to do it. When Lex brought up the Sterling example, there was a game where Sterling was doing a little too much dancing over the ball, and Pep literally, we saw it on camera, pulled the man aside and, we're not doing that. This is what I'm going to want you to do. This is how you're going to attack. And then we saw the season that Sterling had. He had a season when I think, other than Messi, he had a madness in terms of GA. So it depends on the player, and it depends how we're running things. I think with Shirky, it's again a player that's going to have a little bit of a maverick role. Someone no one's going to be KDB. But if there's going to be anyone that's going to be a little more trusted to be like, okay, what do you see? How do you want to influence the game?
Before you say it, Beto, Cherky's the budget Wirtz. All right, we can get that out of the way now. Continue.
What are you saying? He's the
no.
Why
are you taking the shot?
Hold on. Just as good, if not better. You see.
He has all the graphics on deck, man.
Why'd you do that?
I mean,
me tell you, before him do it, me just do it. Me just get it out of the way.
Nah, you forced it. I didn't want to do this. You forced this.
Yeah. The graphic just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere.
I didn't want to do this. My production team said, put this forward. Look how Lex is talking right now.
The production team. All however amount of brain cells you have, blood. That's the production team. Like, me just know. Me know him a set it up, you know. So me just say, just get it out of the way. Come on, him a delay to, you know. Him could have started with that and just do. No, him a try for hoodwink you. So what him do? Him lower you into logic. So him do this logical spin and you say, oh, Veta is making sense. And then all of the graphic comes out. Yeah, man.
I'm going to say this. Probably not for the last time, but I'm going to say this. The comparison between Shirky and Wirtz, it's only because they're both signed in the same transfer window, and they're going to be going to both clubs that are title challengers. That's why they're going to get compared, and we can't avoid it, right? We're going to have this battle back and forth. We're going to try to one up you, like, look what we got. And again, when we were spending big, or when Chelsea were spending big, we all did this. Look at Caicedo. Look what you spent on him. Where's that paying out for you? Look at Enzo. How's that paying out for you? So we're gonna have to do the same thing until those trophies are delivered over at Liverpool. We're gonna have to flex that spend that Liverpool just did on Wirtz, and I'm gonna have to carry on like I've been moving recently in terms of spending well, spending smart. My last big ticket was Grealish, and I do think there's a negative. I don't know. I wish players came out and after their career was done, or in a true honest, maybe they switch teams or something like that, and they talk about what that pressure's like. Because when you're a record signing, you can't just play the way you've been playing. You can't just have the same numbers you've been having. You got to deliver the trophies and you got to raise it. So I don't know what that's going to mean to Liverpool with the target that I think Flawless should be aiming at them and not me. I also don't know what that means for Wirtz. Because we know this, the English pundits, the English media with regards to football, they're going to be relentless on Wirtz.
Oh yeah, we know this 100%.
Even though Liverpool are media darlings, they're still going to be on Wirtz if he does not play to that level. So listen, I'm going to compare Shirky, but only because they were both signed. The same way some Liverpools were trying to compare Nunez, sorry, Lex, the way some were trying to compare Nunez to Holland when they first came through.
But it's the same difference, like you said, same window, two teams contending for the title, etc., etc. But yeah, of course, Wirtz will be, because of the price tag, he's going to have that proverbial target you're talking about as well. But yeah, ain't no target thing. Like I'm just saying, I think I'm holding Pep to Pep standards.
I hear it, but flawless. No. And Lex, you know the game. Sheik, you know the game. All right, Jez, you know the game too. Everyone's gonna eat on this comparison. Everyone's gonna eat on the record signing.
You talking about Wirtz versus Turkey?
Well, no, just the record signing period.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like every game, it's gonna get scrutinized.
Yo, listen. Let's get this out of the way. I think there's a world in which Turkey is better than Wirtz. And to be honest with you, that's why the only risk that you man have is that I think Slot has a role tailor-made for Wirtz that he'll fit. So I don't necessarily a lot of the mishaps that we might have with Wirtz, I think they'll be mitigated by our manager, as well as I think that Turkey has immense technical ability and immense talent. I don't know how Pep is going to get it out of him.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility that Turkey is a club signing, just like Haaland was a club signing, just like certain other players were club signings. I think Turkey might be a club signing, and I can 100% tell you that he isn't necessarily think there's Pep's cup of tea, but he has immense talent, bro. Like his technical ability is out of this world. I'm willing to say that he's better technically than Wirtz. It's just how it translates to the league. You get me?
Yeah.
That's the only main worry. But I think listen. I'm willing to just watch because I'll watch all the games. You get me? United will be good. United will be good to watch now. Especially if them finally come through the Mbeumo thing that's taking forever, and then go and forget Gyökeres. Arsenal going obviously drop off and struggle for make top four because them are gonna sign Benjamin Sesko, and everybody are go crazy over this Zuberman. They get that shit out of here, man. Yeah, him have a next graphic. You know, have a next graphic. No, man, just go drop for the Arsenal graphic. It depends on one of them. You
missed it out. You don't understand.
Yeah, what you have? The stream deck. Which one? Pick one. Just click one. Just click the Arsenal.
I got nothing, Lex. I got nothing.
You understand? Veta likes Arsenal, man. His boy Arteta's over there. Man. No. You got a soft spot for Arsenal, man.
No, what I was gonna do, because Lex brought up the point in terms of like club signings. All right, we got to be real. Pep signed a contract extension, but it's only 2 years. Some of these contracts are signed until 2030. They have to be club signings. Like, I would love for Pep to be like, you know what? Yeah, let me do another 2 years. But right now, he's got next season and the season after. So these signings need to be club signings. And I like the versatility that we're kind of showing in terms of Marmoush, Shirky, Haaland, and when you talk about like very forward players, I like that. I like the youth there. I like the combination on whoever the next manager might be. But if I'm going to say that we're winning the league, I'm not doing it now. We all back our teams.
We know that, Vito.
Yeah, but I can't do it now. Right now, I don't. There's not enough for me to do it.
And that's fine. But also, what adds into it as well, because you lot lost the league last season and the way you lost it. I just think Pep's on a vengeance thing. That's what it is. Also, I think he's pissed. He's pissed.
But it's also as simple as they have a much better team now. Look at the team that they're getting.
You have a better team as well.
It's as simple as that. Vader, you remember this conversation we were having, that City needed to rebuild. That the mistake that Pep made was thinking that the players that he had at the start of the season were good enough to compete again for a league title. You had injuries, Rodri injury, all of those type of things, right? Yeah. Now you've gone out since January up until now. Forget about how much money you spent. Just look at how many players you've bought in. You bought 3 in January. You bought in how many so far? Maybe 3 or 4 so far.
I got 4 players in January.
Four players in January. All right, even better. 4 players in January. How many ever so far? Reinders, Nuri, Cherky.
3 so far.
3 players so far. Exactly. So it's like that whole you have a better squad right now. Whereas just how you were saying before, that possibility of you not going into that 1-13, 1-14 again. Not only have you just gotten more players into the squad, but then look at the level of players that you've gotten into the squad too. The amount of money you spent for Reinders, for Cherky, these talents basically. So I think it's like 100%. It's like you have a better squad at this moment. That's why you're going to compete. Like that's why the whole conversation that we've been having when Flawless was saying that the squad is closer to Liverpool, it's because of the squad the players that you've bought right now. If we were to compare them, not out and outright because of the price tag, but Wirtz is that 10 that they're looking to get. Cherky is like that creative player that you're looking to get, and that the one that you've got as well. So you're countering them in those type of situations, but also just in terms of deficiencies in the squad. You don't want a situation again where Rodri gets injured and then the midfield takes a big hit. So you've got someone like Reinders in. You don't want a situation where the attack goes dry because Haaland can't, score goals and all these things that we have about Haaland. So you got Marmoush and you also got, Cherky and all these guys who can provide the goals. So does that kind of make sense where I'm coming from in terms of Pep's, like the club have done well in terms of responding after a season like that with building this good squad, a squad that we said needed to rebuild anyways.
No, I hear all that. Now, beans and toast, that's hilarious. What I want to be consistent with as well, and we've all watched Prem. Who really joins City and hits the ground running season 1? It's a short list. Yeah. So we're talking about 7 players. Like you just did the math, and yes, some came in January, but we just did the math. 7 players coming in, and for me to be like, on paper we're going to hit the ground running, and it's no. So when I'm hesitant to say that I'm favorites, like Flawless is easily doing, that's why Sheik, because I'm seeing all of the additions, and I'm like, yeah, we're better. We're competing. We're not having 1-13. We're gonna be up there. It's gonna be Lex and me for sure. But I don't know if I'm giving that. Yeah, we're favorites. I'm not comfortable saying that just yet. That's it.
I also it's the players. It's the players you're buying.
Maybe United.
Yes, that's not the point. Is that the players you're buying?
That makes too much sense.
Like, yes, some of them are you don't know how they're going to turn out to be in the Premier League. I get it. But then just look at how these players were before coming to City. All the things that were being talked about these players before coming to City.
Like United are back then with the 2 signings you got.
Don't talk about them.
Back where? Hold on.
Yeah,
we're back where they are.
You're attacking best. You're attacking
where
best.
Were we?
Attacking best compared to what? The rest of the
whatever
league?
Your best attacking season is, you're exceeding that.
Best attacking season when? Wait, hold up. No, Sheik. Hold up, Sheik. Best attacking season when? In the Premier League era you talking about when?
Yeah, in the Prem.
Whatever. So we're talking about including under Fergie?
No.
I'm asking you.
Let's go back as far back as maybe Fergie's last season. I think the way you've improved in your attack, you shouldn't be in a deficit. This is not, you're not owing goals.
Oh yeah, with those 2, yeah. Let's say it's Mbeumo and Gyökeres, yes, our attack will be fine. Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
But back is the whole.
No, but
that's
you said
why I was
we're
like,
back.
whoa, back to what?
If you're saying we're back, that means we were somewhere. But where were we?
Back where, yo?
Yeah, where were we?
Very certified. You can't.
If we're saying we're back, that means we were there somewhere. We haven't scored over 60 goals for like 5 years. Like 4 to 5 years.
I was going I was going through like our past 5, like 6 seasons earlier, and our attack's just not been it. Like
it's not been it.
Even when we had pluses, it's been horrendous.
This would be it. If you were to place a bet on your attack being proficient, being better than past seasons, like the 5 you just reviewed, you'd put it on this one.
This is on paper. This is the best attack we've had since that.
There we go.
On paper, yeah. But on paper, no. But we're just critiquing what you said because you said
the Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, Bruno, Pogba. Since then,
but even then, that attack wasn't producing like high, like even like top four. The
thing is
now scoring.
Yeah, now you have a less flash and more. Like, these guys are numbers getters.
Yeah.
Yes, they have technicality, but both of them, bro, you literally just added like 35 goals to your attack.
Exactly.
Like,
them three are going to equal out.
And all over the pitch, too. All over.
Hold on, no. And then if you get Gyökeres, guess what? You now have a striker that probably Højlund with his average would take like 6 seasons to score what Gyökeres did in one. So hey, good luck. Hey, this guy
doing too much.
What do you say? Clackerous.
What I will say is that front three, because I add Gyökeres into him. We're talking, even though him and Mbeumo have not signed, they'll match him. If it's Cunha and Mbeumo, they'll match our entire total next season.
To be honest with you,
They have to.
To be honest with you, I think even all right. Let's say you probably just go. You don't get an attacker like Gyökeres, yeah.
I'm deep to how many goals actually United scored.
Yeah, I'm saying, I was actually because me and Rance was discussing this. I'm saying if we sign Mbeumo and Gyökeres, those three are going to match our total for the entire team last season. Because those three between them, I think we'll get 50 each, which is 45. So I think they'll get more. We scored 44 overall. Just goals. Just G.
As a team, not
even 40. What I'm saying is, Lexis, United scored 44 league goals last season. I'm saying with those three between them, I think they all get 15 each. So therefore, they will match our total and better it by one bare minimum. Those three alone. So it is a vast improvement of what we have going on. Yes,
like Flows, I'm deep enough, bro. You almost scored 2 more goals than Everton last season.
You were the second lowest goal scorers in the league when it comes to
I said at the
Premier
start
League
of the season,
we
scored 45.
Oh, which one on the Princess?
I said at the start of the season we would score 45.
I don't know.
Oh, Prince and Princess. Oh, okay, my thing.
Oh, jeez. But yeah. Oh no, that's Vader in the private chat.
Me know. Me just that one though. I must say. Me thinking that all one on the Princess, innit?
Yeah, do you a joke, man? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to everyone in the chat, of course, United still need more. But is Mbeumo, which I expect the deal to get done as well.
Gotta start somewhere.
Hopefully that deal happens, and then we go from there. Is the midfield still needs to be addressed? Absolutely. Does the goalkeeper need to be addressed?
No, flawless. You know, mega be honest with you.
Well,
your manager needs to be addressed.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna address it. I'm not worried about it. He'll get sacked. I don't have to worry about that. It's like being on stream. You know what it's like? It's like being on stream with Ryan, and it's like, all right, he gonna say something stupid.
But all right, but watch it, flawless. Well, it's like the man that must say, yo, all right, so think about what's possible with your team, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the man that must say, yo, we're gonna make all of these signings just so that we can have the quality to for actually produce to win games.
Huh?
The problem with that is your manager will find a way to mess it up. And here's why. He'll keep the same system, and while you're scoring goals, you'll be just shipping goals and still losing games. And the signings that you have will then grow upset. They'll have issues with the team, issues with the manager. Maybe one day Cunha just say, brother, you know, said this now work, and then Cunha gets benched.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, this is what they call the Manchester United way. We've watched this play out before. We've had managers who are not good enough. So what we do is we bring in talent. That talent will help us win games, yes. But eventually the manager gets found out. It happened with Oli. The reason why Oli was able to...
We found him out.
Yeah, we watched it happen with Oli. We watched it happen with Ten Hag. And the same will happen with Amorim. It's not... I don't deal with the club as I want it to be. I deal with the club that is as it is what it is. I know what Manchester United are. The fact that the manager is still in charge is a travesty. I knew the manager was going to be in charge. This is why when conversations were going on a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago about, Amorim might not make it to the end of the season, or he might not make it to the start of next season, he's going to get sacked. Rubbish. I said verbatim, Amorim is going nowhere because they are not going to sack him, because if they do sack him, Vader was talking about the targets, everybody starts looking at the ownership. If they were to sack Amorim, it's like, how have you got this so drastically wrong? How did you get the Ten Hag one so wrong? Then you've got the Amorim one so wrong. Then the next manager, they have to get it right. And plus, they don't have a plan for the next manager. That's the thing is. So where I was at was, stockpile talent so we can win games, get rid of the bad players. It seems they're doing those two things. Amorim's not making it till 2026. I'm just hoping by the time he does indeed get sacked, that we're still in a position to capitalize and do something in the league Hopefully, we're still in the Carabao Cup at that time.
None of that no matter. It don't matter what position you're in. The right manager, will do it.
Yeah, but I don't want the next manager 15 points off, for example, 15 points off 8th or something. 25
but understand what I say, Flawless. Understand what I say. The ideal situation that you'd want is quite possibly what happened with Amorim. What I'm saying is,
that's fair.
If it don't matter where he gets the team. If he's a good manager, he'll get you the top 4 or the top 6. You get what I say? It just needs to me. The priority has to be, okay, Amorim will be shit. Let's get someone who's better than Ten Hag, because Amorim is worse than Ten Hag. And the aim was to fix the Ten Hag problem, and you made it worse.
You know where my problem lies with that is that I don't want the next manager to, let's say the next manager is good and Manchester United miss out on a trophy or miss out on top 4 by 4 points or miss out on top 6 by 5 points. And it's like, I don't want the conversation to be, what if this manager was here earlier? What if this manager was here in November rather than December? Or what if he was here in December rather than January or so forth? That's what it is. They have to get the next one right. Will they? I don't know. Personally, I want them to get interim because I don't want them to Amorim the next manager. But we'll see what's what. Go on, James.
I agree with that in terms of like how I feel like it's super important, especially if you're going to hire a certain type of manager. Because like one thing with Amorim, even though he's been at Sporting for so many years, he's still a young manager. So I felt like bringing him mid-season, yes, and hindsight's a beautiful thing because I think a lot of people looked at it a good way because how bad Ten Hag was. But what would have been a situation where Amorim comes in from the preseason? Yeah, he probably still does probably terrible, but at least you give him the guy an opportunity to see the players, but also have an idea how he wants to build the team throughout the season. Like he came to United when it's already like a shitty situation, and he couldn't pan out. And you see, I mean, shit, United compared to when he came in first and then to the Europa League final, that man looks broken. So I don't also believe that he's going to survive throughout the whole season, to be honest. And it's not just necessarily, it's not even necessarily just the way he is. It's also just the way he coaches. And I talked about it already, I think, in the chat when you guys were talking about United. When his plan A doesn't work, he struggles to adjust midway through the game. And the only thing that he can rely on is
seen in the Europa League finals, in-game manager in the Europa League finals.
Amorim.
All right. You see the thing with Amorim now? I think, all right, I can cook up like 2 different scenarios, yeah? In which this brother is just a massive, he's like a Veta. Let's just
elaborate.
Crazy spot.
All right, look.
That's the craziest part.
No, but flawless. But that is if Veta's objective is to do a better job. What if Veta's objective was to sabotage?
Yeah.
Now think about it. But think about what Veta would do. It would just be bare. It would seem outwardly like he's trying his best and he's worried and he's stressed out, but he's just doing bare fuckers, blood.
Yeah.
So all right, and this might be, I might be way off, but this might possibly be a thing. Because Amorim continuously says one thing and does the next. No. I'll be honest with you, Flawless. What he did to Rasmus and Veta laughed because Veta would have done the same shit. Veta would have started Rasmus Garnacha every day, even though them shit for sure the board say, yo, me not use the money. But since you know what, like for instance, you see a guy like me, if I entered United, first of all, I'm a Liverpool fan and I would not lose that. Number one. Number two, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed that Rasmus exists. I'd be like, you know what? Let's just play this guy every day. Because someone upstairs thought it was a good idea to spend money on this guy. So let's watch the 72 million. Watch the 72 mil every week. Watch him. And then you go online and these fans, he might come good.
72 mil.
He might come.
Rasmus cost 72
you know he was 72
mil.
You know he was 72 mil. Don't do that.
You know this.
You know he was 72 mil. Don't do that. What I'm saying. Don't do that. Stop it. This guy knows that because we spoke about it.
Come good where? In what realm? It's not possible.
Was it Euros?
Just like.
I think he's not too far off Doku's price. Sorry, go. Carry on.
Malika said that.
Yeah, man. Not too far off Doku's price, man. You know what I'm saying? Same difference. Not too far apart in countries where they're from.
Wait, so like you think
skill set, to be honest. But here we are.
I think
he was doing that. You think he was doing
I
that
think
to
it is a I think it is a possibility. No,
it
would no.
Because you've been saying this though, because we've had this discussion, let's say. You have said this. I'm saying man is just out of his depth.
Yeah, bro, I'll be real with you. You can't be that out there, you fucking.
Yes, you can. You know why? Because pressure does that to you. We watch this man. Look at him. No. I'm saying the next press conference he does, before you even watch it, just pause it and look at the man, and then go and look at his first press conference. You can see the stress on his face.
Sorry, Paul.
I'm telling you, man, the pressure does that to you, and the fact that he says one thing and does the other. That's what do we call that? Crazy.
A panic. Pressure. Panic. Yeah, panic.
But bro, were you sacked?
Yeah, go on.
Were you sacked? Were you the body language consultant?
Nah, I wasn't the body language.
So what are you doing here? Look at
pause it. I'm just saying common sense. You know what it is? Because I can see when somebody's stressed. That's why.
No, but it's also because
I can see
stress isn't a bad thing though. Stress is
no. Stress isn't a bad thing, but he is. I watch this man look because he's not the first manager this has happened to. Every single manager who's been here, bar Van Gaal, this has happened to. Ollie was called the babyface assassin. That was his nickname when he was at Manchester United. That was his nickname when he got the job. Look at Ollie after the Manchester United job. Look at Mourinho at the start of the job and after the job. Moyes was here 7 months. Look at Moyes before the job and after the job. I'm not lying. Go and do the both. You watch these man age like milk, not good milk, age like actual milk on a window ledge. You know what I'm saying? We've watched this. This is the stress of being at Manchester United Football Club. The only one who didn't really get it was Van Gaal. And we're watching literally Amorim say one thing and do another. That is the definition of crazy.
The statements have
changed. Why? Because the man is panicking. Because nothing he's doing is working. And this is the first time in his managerial career he's been in this situation.
But you know what? I stand on that.
Let me tell you. The biggest problem I'm gonna have is because I'm so methodical and I'm so stubborn about it. So let's say he's panicking. From art, if you understand Amorim and how Amorim wants to play a system, you'd understand the profile of players that he consistently plays are the actual profiles that he wants. It's just that a lot of these players, even though they fit the profile, they're not good enough. So what would you do in this situation? You then play players that are better footballers but of a different profile. And then when you play these guys and you see that they're doing well, why you bench them the next game?
Because like
Rasmus is supposed to be the PMP guy that scores goals. He doesn't PMP, he doesn't score.
But you keep playing him.
But once he comes back, Xerxes gets benched.
Yes, because Xerxes doesn't do the things he wants him to do, even though Højlund doesn't do them well. And also to kill. And before you go, Sheik, just one last thing to Veta when he's talking about the body thing. Once a manager comes out and goes, "I will leave if the board and the fans don't want me," the shit is over. That's like you talking that it's over. His mind is elsewhere already. He's saying, "Put me out my misery." Imagine your woman coming to you saying, "Hey, if you want me to leave, I will." Relationship's done. What are we talking about here? We in problems and you saying that to me. Her mind's elsewhere. Same way with him. We've just lost the final. Of course, you won't accept that, Veta. Would you?
That's terrible. No, that's terrible.
You wouldn't accept that.
Can I say something real quick?
No.
It's a couple of things.
Before you do,
Veta Canadian still in it.
Sheik, before you do, this is the thing, because Flawless likes to bring up these examples, right? You got to understand the context. After messing up, you know what? I forgot we had an appointment. I forgot we were supposed to meet so and so. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to pick up this whatever. And it's a breakup situation. This is what he's saying. If it's so bad, if you want to break up, tell me you want to break up. He's asking the United fans and the board, if you don't want me here, tell me.
And he weren't talking.
But he's not saying he doesn't want to be
No,
here.
but he didn't say this at the start of the season when he
first got here. Because
No,
you weren't
he's not
saying
saying
this
he
at
doesn't
first.
want to be here.
He
He's
wa-
saying
of
if
course,
you
he
guys
read
don't want me here,
between the lines, man. Of course,
Nah.
but he wasn't saying that at first. When
He was saying a
first got
storm
here,
is coming.
and
He said a storm is coming.
Thank you.
All of this type of stuff is going to
You got
happen.
the Conor
was
Gallagher
And at the
confident.
end of the day, when the storm hit, he said, "Whoa, the storm is
because
too
you
big
guys
for me
weren't
to
listening to
handle."
the storm, though.
He was
He
confident.
kept telling you the storm's
get
coming,
better
and you keep
results.
crashing it on
Don't
him.
worry about it. Again, the fact that he's so interested in what the fans think and what the fans want. Hey, get better results. Thank you. Get results.
I'm with Lex on this. This is what I would say. I'm with Lex on this. If I don't think playing Højlund and Garnacho is technically is like an indicator of him panicking. I think if you're panicking by the performances and stuff that we're having, the results that we're having, just simply the two like the way that they play. How many games did they go without a goal? What was Garnacho's shot conversion? Like 5.9%. I don't think he's panicking by playing them again and again. And also, I think to add context as well, he gave this sort of treatment to Garnacho already. The treatment that he gave to Rashford, he gave it to Garnacho. He dropped him for what game was it? The Manchester Derby. I think it was the Manchester Derby. Dropped him. Said he's not training well enough.
Attitude change, yeah.
Yeah, like saying he's not training well enough, doing all these type of things, the same thing that he said to Rashford. But then he did a U-turn and continued to play him week in, week out consistently. He did the same thing with Kobbie Mainoo. Look how we talked about Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo plays well in tight spaces when he's more advanced up the field. All these type of things. What did he do the game after? Put him back into the pivot. Tried to put him in the pivot again and again and again. It's all these type of things, which, yes, I mean, sometimes they could indicate that it is like he doesn't know what he's doing. But it's also like, I don't think that's panic if you know that something is a problem, but you're continuing to doing it again and again. You know that this is a problem. You know that Rasmus Højlund is a problem. What did you need to do? You need to get results. I'm with Lex. Like, all you had to do was play whoever is talented in our team. Be it a Cheeto. If you see Cheeto is playing well, doing better than what you're asking him to do as compared to Rasmus Højlund in a span of 2 to 3 games, cool. Do that. But you didn't even give the kid a chance. Or you played him here and there and then just was like, no, Rasmus Højlund is the only person who can provide me with what I want to do in terms of like the striking department. As simple as that. Ten Hag did the same thing with like Ahmad last year. He didn't play Ahmad Diallo for the longest time. Didn't want to play him in the team. And look, that led to his downfall eventually. Not just him, but like decisions like that. So I don't think it's a sign of panic. A part of me does think that, okay, maybe he was trying to show the board, like, this is what I have to deal with. But also at the same time, like, okay, like, you're going to show the board what you had to deal with. You already know this is the problem. But then at the end, you're going to come out and say that, oh, the storm was going to come, but the storm was too much for me to handle. So if you guys don't want me here, I'm not going to be here. That I don't get.
Even on top of that, if he does have to show the board, that's a problem in itself. You're a part of the problem with that. If I have to tell, if I'm telling you, if the board don't know, the guy who these tools were bought for didn't work and they got him the sack. You bring me in and expect me to work with the same. You do not have to be a genius to figure out that Højlund and Garnacho are no good. The fact that I have to show
you really
don't.
Yeah, you don't.
It's fucking common sense.
You could have seen this. You could have seen this before you came to the club as well.
What are we talking about here?
What did our board tell him?
How is it not fair?
It's not fair because, again, I must have forgotten this, amnesia, but I didn't realize the price tag that.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, amnesia, convenient amnesia. That's what he called it.
No, I didn't realize that price tag.
Selective
but that,
amnesia. Yeah. Same way I had selective deafness growing up. When my mom told me when I was growing up, same for you with selective amnesia. But go on, carry on.
But that price tag brings pressure.
Caribbean
that price the price tag brings on pressure, and maybe we don't know, but maybe there is influence from the board with regards to playing these players.
Don't take the job then.
But they didn't have.
No. Here's where we killing this dead. If the board come to you with an ultimatum and say now or never, but saying this now or never, you must play the players who got this manager sacked. A striker who went 0016 twice. You're an idiot for taking the job, and then you know what? You deserve all the criticism that comes along with it. Don't give me this rubbish. It's absolute nonsense. He's
I'm
playing
not
these
saying-
players
okay,
because he
let's say-
chooses to play these players, man. What we
I'm
doing
not
now?
saying
Vader,
I'm not
Vader.
saying that he's void of the criticism. I'm not saying that he's void.
No,
of
I'm saying
being-
he deserves more criticism. Is the point I'm making.
Okay, but at the same time, when Lex brought up the example of him playing these players again, maybe part of it is okay. Prove to me that you can play, because there's gonna be moments within a game or a series where like, listen, I'm giving you a shot. Show me whether you can do it or not. All right, and then there's gonna be like, you're failing me. I'm dropping you.
But that never happened.
What's never happened?
He
The
never
dropping
dropped
never
them.
happened, and he
never
had enough
dropped them.
time. 5
but
or
okay.
6 games, not 20 plus.
Okay.
What are you
Hoyland,
doing,
he
man?
didn't. Hoyland, he didn't. But Garnacho, he did drop. Yes.
Yeah, and
No,
Garnacho was
originally,
Yeah.
yes.
Garnacho, he played
dropped
and he
him
was
first.
poor. Then he dropped him, came back and was poor. The entire time he played Hoyland, their man didn't have a good period under him. Period.
Okay.
There was
But
no
they're all-
stretch of games.
I
where
hear
they
that. But
played
they're
well.
they're also
That's
players
why you
that-
haven't won back-to-back games.
Facts.
Yeah.
The fact that they went 20 plus games, both of them without a goal, I criticize you more than them.
Okay.
Why were they
You
out there?
enabled it.
Flawless.
You
Yeah, the
enabled
man,
it.
Hey, Lex,
Flawless,
hear
the
this,
man,
Lex,
him
hear
pull
this.
up with a worse system than Ten Hag, with the same players, and did the exact same thing that got Ten Hag sacked.
The exact thing. And you've
Okay.
seen this. You
Go
watched
on,
him get
Vita. Go on, Vita.
But hear this.
Fraudulence.
What?
Let him know, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jazz. You're
Yeah,
the
bro,
only one
let him know.
respectable over here. Look at all these guys moving like jackals. The thing with regards to Rasmus Hoyland
Yeah, calm down.
and Garnacho, what are the board doing for this manager? Flawless is talking about, he's going to be in a positive with goal differential this season. Look at what they're giving this manager. So yes, his season terrible. Wasn't able to win back to back. Maybe he was a little too stubborn here or there, but look at the quality that he wants. Right?
No, the thing is though, you had better
No,
quality.
but
than
are these players that he wants?
You could have
technically?
done better. You have better attacking players than the 2 players you shown. There are 2 worst.
He was
attacking
one goal
players.
away of winning Europa. Listen.
Yes. And it's all well and good. And
I still want him sacked. I still wanted him sacked. Even after he won the Euro, if
maybe
had
he
won the
didn't win it.
Europa.
No, who cares, man? Who
That's
cares?
like even, exactly, because the things you can't
Who cares,
overlook.
man? What are we talking about here?
Eventually,
You was
I'm
one
not saying
Havertz
overlook it.
kick away from. Hey, you was one Havertz kick away from winning the Champions League and didn't. You don't care. What we talking about?
What I'm trying to point out is the manager is getting the ingredients,
Hey,
which would be better to judge him on.
You had
Hey,
better.
hey,
you
Vito.
had better-
Don't judge him on the
Vito.
I'm not
ingredients
judging
that
you
Ten
on
Hag
that.
had.
No.
Okay,
I'm
but
judging
this is
you on
the
your
thing, though.
terrible decision making because you had better attackers at your disposal. Out of all of our team, you picked our 2 worst attackers to hang your hat on. That is an issue.
You didn't know how to
Hoyland and
deal with
Garnacho
United,
are our worst attackers. As much as I don't rate our entire attack, which I don't, outside of Maino, outside of Xerxes, if you want to put Ahmad in there, cool. You picked our 2 worst attackers. Rashford, Anthony, all of them, man, are better than Garnacho and Hoyland.
Let me admit,
Cheeto included.
let
What
me
we
admit,
talking about?
maybe the stress did
Oh,
get
like
to him season 1.
Yeah, and I
It's
can't
also
deal with
like
that. I'm
this,
telling you,
Vader.
we
No,
can't.
no,
I
this
can't
came
do
out.
that.
Let the man
No, the thing
evolve.
is-
Let him improve.
No,
Evolve.
okay,
This is
no,
Pokemon.
one sec.
I said evolve, you know. Is this Pokemon?
One sec.
Evolve.
Think of
Are you
this way.
Ashtrack? Do you don't turn
You
your
have
hat
to think-
backwards?
Vader, you have to add
Evolve.
context to our season.
You
as
gotta
well.
catch the water.
This is
Tin.
the context to our season. Just
You
like
want a
Ten
shiny
Hag last
Pokemon?
season, we banked on 1 trophy till the
I
end
want
of the
a
season,
shiny
right?
Pokemon.
What just like Ten Hag's last season, we banked on 1 trophy till the end of the season. Last year was the FA Cup. This year was the Europa League, pretty much, right? League was done and dusted by January or by February, right? So why is it that you have to continue to play these guys? Why don't you use that time in the Premier League for you to try different things rather than you consistently playing these guys again and again and again? Maybe finding players, giving the players a run of games. Collier, for example. Heaven, for example. Heaven's a guy that he used. Heaven was someone who was bought in January that he used on a consistent basis. I'm saying keep that same energy for other positions in the squad too. Why don't you want to play someone like Cheeto? If you know that our season is done and dusted, right? That's pretty much what the topic was and everyone was saying at that time too. In the Premier League, we were sitting in like bottom 10 for sure, at least, right? Wherever we were, 15, 16, all those type of positions. Why is it that you need to play these guys when you know that they're consistently terrible? The season was done. Premier League season was done. There's nothing for us to fight for. But you wanted to continue to play them again and again and again for what?
That's
to
why
get
it
them
had
ready
to be
for
a
the Europa League.
sabotage thing, bruv.
It was a sabotage thing. And that's why part of me thinks it was a sabotage thing. Because think of how our January went too. We let attacking players go. We let Rashford go. We let Anthony go. We let some of our attacking players go. So we made that already thin attack even more thinner. No, yes, we wanted them to go. But the thing is, like, okay, we made that attack even more thinner. So what does that tell you? Use the youth. Does that not tell you
not
use
just
the youth?
that he came out and said that, like, initially it's like the whole premise was that he wouldn't get any players in January, pretty much.
What is this? I mean, obviously it's a Ten Hag conversation, but
No, it's not Amarim. It's Amarim.
Not Ten Hag, Amarim. What is this stemming from?
Hey, well, never mind. We were just talking about it before we close out as well.
But you know what it is?
Sunshine says, well, appreciate. Hey, love to Sunshine. I believe you rated it. Well. USA just lost 4-0. I'm gonna go cry now. You'll be all right, Sunshine. You tough, right?
Yeah, you used to it.
2 cents of this as well.
Pochettino. Hey,
you used to it, Sunshine.
Hold on, let me just say, Jess. Hey, I was told that he shouldn't have been sacked. You know, he deserved more time.
Yeah, man. These creatures of my family said we should hire him.
Yeah, man.
Bring him back. Nah,
hey,
man.
Chelsea fans telling me that. Chelsea fans telling me that. Oh, but we shouldn't have sacked him. Oh, but he's not better than. Maresca's not better than him. Bring back Poch, guys. He deserved more. All right, man. Hold that, man. Switzerland.
Can I add something? Can I add something to
the? That's the question, Jess. We're gonna close out shortly. There, I got you. I'm gonna send you the link now.
There's 2 things I actually want to say. One is not related to United, but the thing as well is that you know how managers after each game, or the next day they go and review the game. So it's like not only do you see what's happening in training, you see what's happening mid-game, you see what happens in after the game, then you still continue with the same type of players. Like for me, this is bad player management. Players gonna remember that going into the next season. You don't think Soroski's gonna remember that next season going in there? Like you have guys playing as bad as they do, and you still don't want to give me a chance. He rates
these men. Even after quote unquote him telling before you carry on, Garnacho must leave and you find another club. He played him the next game, the postseason game. He played both games.
Yeah,
he rates these men.
Sheik's gone.
He's busted. He's busted.
It's interesting because Sheik was saying this because I said this in Mud Brothers February or March. It was because you know how Amram came in and Rashford and Garnacho were draw, and then Rashford left in January. Garnacho was linked to go in January. He did
go where?
To Chelsea. Yeah, go Chelsea. Say what team it was. Name names.
Chelsea and Napoli. Anyways, I mean,
still is. You know what is prime? The reason why you're getting that backlash, blame Vader, man, because that's some Vader shit. No, that's not on you. That's what Vader would do.
What do you mean?
Because Vader would purposely not name the teams. I know you weren't doing it. I'm saying that's something Vader would do. That's why you're getting that backlash.
Okay. No, but Sheik is saying name the players, but like it's funny because Sheik's saying this now. But I remember at the time in February, March when I was saying that if Rashford didn't leave on loan in January, he would still be playing games because look at Garnacho, he was also dropped, but he didn't leave and he's playing games in the squad. And Sheik was trying to argue that against me. And
argue what? That Rashford would have played.
Yeah, would be playing games. He said he wouldn't play.
I mean, I'll tell you why he wouldn't play. I'll tell you why he wouldn't play because Garnacho would play over him. Garnacho would play over him.
Here's the difference is prime. He rates Garnacho.
He rates Garnacho. He did at that time.
So why did he not play Garnacho at first then?
He did play Garnacho at first.
He did play Garnacho at
was Garnacho
first.
And
he
Rashford
dropped him for the Manchester derby. He dropped him for the derby.
He dropped him for the derby.
Then
so he was dropped for one game.
He didn't play that the next. He didn't start the next 4, but got back into the squad. And then once he got back into the lineup, he was playing pretty much week in, week out. He rates Garnacho.
When did he get back into the team?
4 games after the City game.
But then also look at how
when was that though? Was that
whenever the City game was the City game was December, I think. So there was 3 to 4 games after that. I don't think he was in the squad or he wasn't in the starting 11. But then eventually he got back in the squad, got back in the lineup, which I'm guessing is January. And then once he got back in the team, he consistently played. There was the odd game here or there where he didn't, but he rates Garnacho. This is why he plays.
And also, like, he played Rashford as a striker. He didn't play him on the left side 10. He played him as a striker. When Ruben Amorim first came in, he was playing Rashford in the 9, not on that left-hand side.
Okay, fair enough.
Can I say something?
Because I was thinking that the part of Rashford was I was thinking with Rashford going.
Wait, hold that.
Sorry, say that again, Brian. Start that again. Stay that from the top.
I was saying with Rashford, part of him going was to get his wages down, because something that United have done over the years is that their highest earners, they always seem to find some sort of a reason to just get rid of them. And I figured you guys were doing the same thing with Rashford. Obviously Rashford deserved to go. That's not my point. But like
to an extent, because it's bad enough where this bad, and then you got man on big money. So it's like, right, not only are you man shit, you man are costing us big money as well. All right, it's time to go. But on top of that, Rashford don't want to be here.
Yeah.
That also adds into it. Rashford genuinely, like, I've watched games with Rashford and he visibly looks unhappy. Villa, you don't look right. And then you hear all the off the field stuff as well. And it's like, and then he goes to Villa and he's a different guy. Like in regards to just how he's playing and just running around and stuff like that. Big up to Gunner for the raid as well, man. Shout out my guy Zare in the cut. Yes, Zare, what you saying, man? You good?
Big up, man.
Blessings, man. Blessings. I see you with the Inzaghi background and that. Shout out to Gunner.
Man, could have been a Bruno background, man. It is what it is.
Mark opportunity,
could have been a Bruno background, man. It is what it is.
What did you say, Zare? Say that again.
Oh, no, market opportunity, guys.
Massive market opportunity.
Yo, man. I gotta say this though. Before you end this ball. Kamara, man. You see that performance today? I've seen people on my timeline. Yo, who's this kid, man? Oh, I'm telling you, there's AFCON coming up. By the way, to remind as well to everybody, me, Brian, probably Steve gonna be there. We're gonna be covering obviously the AFCON on the playback again. So just
player are you talking about?
I'm talking about Lamine Kamara from Senegal.
Oh, Kamara, yeah.
He
cooked England today.
And I remember when we did the preview prime for last AFCON, I actually mentioned him as one of my best young players to look out for the tournament. And now I gotta sit here and say, like, when you had the conversation yesterday.
Carry on, Jess. I was just saying.
And you know how you had the conversation yesterday about who United can go and sign for players in midfield and that. You know what I'm saying? He's one of many players in the world where I think you can go and sign. Yes, Bruno money would have helped, but it still shouldn't be an excuse why United can't find competent midfielders for next season.
Yeah, that's why it's a myth. I say this all the time. When people say, "Oh, there's no value and there's no players," it's rubbish. It's absolutely.
So what was? Nonsense. It's a shame Vader left because I haven't been on stream to have a conversation with him. What was Vader arguing before I came in?
We just Vader being Vader, man. Nothing of substance.
No. I know, but like, what were you guys arguing
about? He was saying basically, Amorim, like it's a quality thing in the ingredients that he has. Basically, he's talking about the players he has, and I'm like, you chose the worst players. What are you doing out here? All you had to do was come in and experiment.
Yeah. No, I hear
you didn't even have to get results. I've said this. If United were in the exact same scenario and he had experimented, I'd go, all right, at least you experimented and it all went wrong. You chose to pick the same players over and over.
In the Premier League,
two players should not go 20 games without a goal. That's on the manager. That's not even.
He needed to act like an interim. He needed to act like an interim in the Premier League. That's what he needed to do. Act like an interim manager.
Rude did it.
Like, you can say it's a quality thing, which I do understand, but like, how can you burn cereal?
Burn water, man. I'm telling you, terrible. I hear that. It's all.
You can burn water, but it's difficult. Difficult.
Shut up, Jazz.
You can. So this was smarter than me. My bad.
For fuck's sake.
My bad.
Wait, you say the likes, you lot, man. 100 likes. What are you saying, those here, man? Actually, your thoughts on the Wirtz deal, because obviously initially Bayern were in for him, but he ended up going Liverpool. So yeah, thoughts on it.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, Bayern was interested, yeah.
Oh wow.
I think he's frozen. You frozen?
Yeah, I think he's frozen. I think
I think he has it anyway.
I'm back.
Yeah. Go on, Zay. Yeah.
You just no answer a question, man.
Go on, Zay. Go on, Zay.
Oh yeah. He's frozen a little bit, but
Yeah, I am frozen as hell. Yeah, bro. It's like the moment Wirtz's conversation began. Now I'm freezing again, bro. It's like nobody wants me to have to say I was going Wirtz because I lost, bro. I lost. And then no more say, guys. You know what I mean? No, man. You know what it is? It's just our board messed up and Liverpool pounced. Fair play to him. You know what I mean? And Wirtz chose Liverpool in the end afterwards. I've said this many times. Like, we messed up. Like the fact you be twerking for Wirtz for 2 years and you failed. Like it was bound to happen. You get me? And you know the funny thing is, well, they're like he's the best German talent. Yeah, and you have Musiala there. Well, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? So now how's Musiala gonna feel? How's he gonna feel, man? You know what I mean? You just extended his contract. You know what? If I'm Musiala, I said this to you Floss last time. Bro, I'll be happy he's on the release.
He's froze again.
Yeah.
Like, well, you told me you want to extend me because I'm a top German talent, but then you want to go elsewhere and say top German. Listen, they're trying to do their marketing scheme. I get it, but
damn.
His
internet did not want to hear about Wirtz, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get it, man. That's not a bad question. But you don't make sure you subscribe to Zay Talks. Make sure you subscribe to Chic TV as well. And also make sure you subscribe to Beta Games TV also, people. And get us to 100 likes. There's over 400 of you lot in here, man. So get us up to 100 likes before we close out and subscribe to the channel.
You know what?
Subscribe to the Cliff channel as well, guys.
Yes, we're going to redirect over as well there, people.
I listen to subscribe to the channel, people. But
I didn't watch the England game because I was watching Ireland.
I was watching the game.
England.
Why are you watching Ireland, Prime?
Because I'm Irish, Lex. We've had this conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then. Hey, what?
I don't. What's wrong with this guy, Thomas?
Nah, it's because he's never seen a black Irish guy before, so it's new to him. He's like a unicorn.
They're more common. They're more common than like a black person from actually. Northern countries like
black Irish people are more common than
yeah, but it's new to Lex though. That's what it is. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're more common than Declan Rice playing on a half turn. Speaking of Declan Rice,
Rice and Gallagher, man, that's horrific. Sorry.
How did England play? How did England?
Oh, they were terrible. They were terrible.
I didn't watch.
I watched the game. They were terrible.
They got outclassed, yeah.
No, they generally were second best in the game. Senegal was better than them.
Ireland played Senegal a few days ago, and we held our own, comfortably held our own.
What was the score?
It was 1-1, but we comfortably because Senegal are actually a quality team, bro. I think they're like 19th in the world, and for like 70 minutes, Ireland held their own comfortably against them. So for England to get outclassed like this.
Oh, I'll be honest, man. Because my biggest issue is more so with England is it's just the player selection, man. Like, Henderson and Kyle Walker, bro.
What the fuck?
Like in 2025, for real, man.
Even Southgate wasn't doing that bullshit.
Yeah, man, put Henderson in goal. Gallagher and Rice pivot with Kyle Walker at right back is horrific.
This is why when
Rice pivot.
This is why
when Rice and Gallagher pivot, you don't fucking.
When people got gassed about Tuchel, when English fans got gassed about Tuchel, I said, "Are you prepared for Tuchel to be Tuchel?"
Well,
Prime. What was I warning? What was I warning?
Listen. I won't listen. Tuchel won me a Champions League, so I won't slander him. But like Tuchel's talent idea is not necessarily the best, bro. People are saying like, oh, but Tuchel will have all these quality English players. Will he really? Gallagher, Henderson, really?
He's not taking on the tournament. Oh, he called out Jehovah's Kid himself, Jalabo, for no reason.
Madueke. To be fair, Madueke played well in the last game.
Madueke? Oh my god, you're calling a rap, bro. What the fuck?
Prior to the Senegal game, I think the last game was worse than the one they game. They played Andorra. It was so bad.
Yeah, that was terrible.
that game was so bad. The commentators was trying to make what's it, bro?
Yeah, sorry.
The game was so bad. The commentator was trying to make excuses why the 3 points are more important than the performance against Andorra, bro.
And this is why I said to the English fans, right, when I was like, Tuchel is just your level because you guys now have this better manager. Tuchel's not winning you, or sorry, Southgate is your level. Southgate's not winning you the World Cup, bro. I don't even know if you guys can get to semis. Like,
just be better than Southgate. That's all you have to be, and use better.
Nah, but honestly,
just select the team better, bro.
Just select the better team.
Just select the better team.
Hey, but think about it. Think about it, Flawless.
Build as you mean to go on. Just select the better team.
Doing better than Southgate means you have to win the tournament.
No. Doing better than Southgate means you have to play the same shit teams, not teams like Senegal and these man, innit?
Yeah. And also on top of that, I'm even talking when I say do better than Southgate, I'm talking about just selecting a better team.
That's where I'm at.
Oh yeah, the team selection.
Like for instance, just because they got far don't mean he selected the right. Like for instance,
but
what was his point? Was it Saka, Bellingham, Kane, Foden?
No. No, but that wasn't
that don't work as a front four. He played Foden from the left.
You mean
no, I'm talking about in the last tournament. How you can be a football manager and all the attacking players England have to play have as options, and you go boom, I'm gonna go Bellingham, Kane, Foden, Saka.
Oh, you thought this was football manager?
Yeah, no. I know, but like
where you thought it was FIFA?
But you also have Tuchel who's gonna play like a Rice Gallagher pivot,
and that's where I'm at with Tuchel. I'm like, I think I hold you in higher regard than the Southgate. I think you got more sense than that. Clearly, you don't to play a Gallagher.
No, but see the flawless.
That's higher regard, right? That's not higher regard to me.
But a lot of these top managers, right? And depending whether you perceive Tuchel to be a top manager, cool. We can argue that later. But a lot of these top managers, they have these weird quirks about them that they will do. And when it comes off, people say they're a genius and it's a masterclass. But when it doesn't work, you start to see just how really weird it is, bro. I've seen Tuchel play Ruben at wing back, Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Ziyech. But when it worked at Chelsea, we praised him for it. But when it doesn't work, you start to see how crazy it really looks. So we'll see.
And that's why I have to make the right calls.
Yes, man. Yeah, obviously you had him as your club manager. So your thoughts on Tuchel?
Oh,
Zia hates him.
Yo, Zia, you there?
Yo,
Zia.
Yo, his team is actually broken.
Yo, Zia, are you there? Yo,
yeah, I'm here.
Yo, your thoughts on Tuchel? Obviously, you had him as your club manager.
Well,
wait, hold on. Rodgers played in the 9.
Rodgers played in the 9 before Tony genuinely still baffles. See stuff like that, man.
Did Rodgers come on in the second half to play in the 9?
Yeah, Rodgers came on. He came on the bench.
Hey, Tuchel, thank you, bro. Thank you. I can't have England winning. Thank you.
Look, you got Gibbs White, Curtis Jones, Morgan Rodgers all on the bench.
No, you see, but this is the problem. This is the problem. It was so bad against Senegal, yeah. Oh, he needed to have 2 strikers up top just to try to get a kicking hoof goal. No, he generally got old.
I'm not shocked, to be honest. Mandon is in a Champions League night for us, so I'm not even shocked.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Tuchel is the Satan's greatest godchild right there, bro. Bro, Jez,
do you remember like before every Bundesliga and what Tuchel would be saying and doing, bro? I swear that I could.
They got. I call him the Charlotte Bomb for a reason, bro. He prioritizes terrorism before actual football, bro. He ain't trying to. You know
which game pissed me off the most in his tenure as manager? Not even the bro. The Leverkusen 3-0, bro. I'm like, this guy's like to go 5 in the back.
Oh, Xabi Alonso used him like a used condom twice a season.
Yeah, bro. And the thing is, right? I don't even I know Jez and Zir like think Tuchel's washed or whatever. I don't even think Tuchel's that bad. I still think he's
concussed. I think he's concussed.
Well, true. His divorce sentence.
He's not qualified.
I still think Tuchel's quality in it, but I said it when the appointment happened. He's not winning the tournament for England, and that's just gonna make a German manager failing. The slander will be generational.
Just select.
Just based off of Rice and Gallagher, you should fucking get sacked. What are we talking about?
Rice, Gallagher, Walker at right.
You should get sacked just for that pivot.
Literally
sacked him today, bro. He's playing a pivot of Rice and. 1 second. So you're telling me you're playing a pivot of Rice and Gallagher against like physicality, a physical Senegal team. Fuck off.
He had
blessings
How did Nicholas Jackson play against?
He actually cooked your centre back
and the skin fade.
He was giving them work. I can't lie. He was giving them work.
So when Chelsea fans say Jackson's the problem, maybe he's our centre backs, bro.
See, I can't. Nah, he was still. I don't think he was like amazing, but he was good today. To be honest, like,
bro,
he saw all the African power here up front there and said, "Nah, let me put Chalobah and Cole out there." Well, Cole wanted none of that. He didn't want to go up against Kamara, Haibara, Sa, Coyote. Bro, should I say Sa 2 times?
Tuchel used Jehovah's Witness and skin fade to defend against Jackson. Hey man. And how did Koulibaly play?
Bro, Koulibaly, I wouldn't be shocked if he actually had a stinker, bro. Liam told me he's the goals all his fault.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't watch, so I don't know.
Because I didn't watch the England game out, so. But hey, Rice, we'll see.
We will. But people, we are going to close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you run up the likes on the video. Hit the subscribe button. Big up to Gunner for the raid. Shouts to the lovely Sunshine for the raid. Big up all my panelists as well. Shouts to everyone in the chat. All the members, all the mods, etc. All the members, all the mods, etc.
Well, shouts to everyone in the chat.
You getting feedback from?
No idea.
I was muted, so I don't know. I was muted already.
But anyways, people, yeah, man. Again, love to everyone that's locked in, man. Make sure you run up the likes. I thought I was going crazy. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the schedule on the channel. Big up to all the members. Big up to all the mods, all the regulars, all the new people. And we're gonna redirect. We're going over to the Sarcasm City TV Clips YouTube channel. We're gonna premiere the Yardman Cook Asta. So shout out to Prime, who's obviously doing the Clips channel. The Sarcasm City TV Clips, the YouTube channel, is in the title. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. No worries, you lot. Make sure you subscribe to Zare TV. Zare Talks. Make sure you subscribe to Veta Games TV as well. Sheik, shout out your channel. Let them know what you got coming up the rest of the week, etc. Weekend, all that good stuff.
Yep. Shout out to everyone. I think we just hit 900 subscribers. I think yesterday. So big up to everyone for that. 900 subscribers in that. But what I do have coming up before, obviously, Mud Brothers on Monday, where we will be doing like a Premier League draft. So, all the Mud Brothers are going to be picking their Premier League team or constructing their 11, including a manager. So that's going to be really cool. Cool concept. But every Sunday, I've just introduced a new show, which is a fan call-in show, which is called Stoppage Time with Sheik, where you can, just have your say about, football, about basketball. Come talk to me about Tyrese Halliburton, all those type of things. Just pull up 8 p.m. UK time every single Sunday. We had a couple of callers this past Sunday too, and it was a great show. So if you guys want to have your say, have your opinions on all these things that sometimes we talk about on the panels, pull up on Sunday, and that'll be again 8 p.m. UK time, Stoppage Time with Sheik on Sheik TV. Big up. Thank you for having me on, fellas.
Can I pull up to the stoppage time and like us trying to get a last goal?
Of course, man. You already know, Jess. This guy, I know.
Actually, you deserve that because it's the dad jokes that you be doing. But you lot, go get Sheik to 1K, man. What are we doing so we can have the 1K party, so we can go there, drink and party on the 1K celebration stream. So go get Sheik to 1K. Sheik TV people. One of the mods or one of the regulars be kind enough to drop Sheik's link in the chat. Links underneath in the description as well. It's on the featured channel page, people. So you know where to go find Sheik TV. That's SHIK TV, people. SHIK TV. Go subscribe. Make sure you go subscribe to Veta Games TV as well. Of course, we normally do the United City show here on today, but because of the Wirtz news, that's why it's a Q&A. But shout out to Vader, super entertaining. Make sure you subscribe to Zia Talks as well, people, and make sure you run up the likes and hit the subscribe button here, because just because the season's over doesn't mean the content stops. There will be NBA finals as well. Those watch-alongs will be on the playback. I have done game 1 and 2 on the YouTube. I may do game 3 on the YouTube as well, but make sure you get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, because that's where the Club World Cup, the watch-alongs will be over there. I'm going to do more watch-alongs than I actually originally was going to do. So keep an eye out for that, people. Club World Cup watch-alongs over on the Sarcasm City TV playback. That's www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. Or just download the Playback app from your app store. You sign up for free and you create an account for free. And the exact same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the same on Playback, people. So get over there, get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback. I'm dropping a link in the chat. That's the link in the chat there for the playback as well, people. You see it there, www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. Or like I stated, download the app for free, create an account for free, and then all you need to do is follow Sarcasm City TV and you get the content all over there. That's Vader's channel. Shout out to Prime, been kind enough, who's running the Clips channel here. In the chat, Vader Games TV on YouTube, subscribe. Zia Talks on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Sheik TV, make sure you subscribe to my bro Sheik as well. Make sure you do so. And go follow us on Spotify, where you get this show, people. You see all the shows you see on the YouTube channel here on Sarcasm City TV, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling shows, and the gaming content. You get all of the shows on Spotify, audio only. So maybe you're driving, maybe you're walking, maybe you're cleaning, maybe you're cooking, maybe you just prefer to see, you know what I mean? Maybe you just prefer to listen audio only. Maybe you don't want to see Vader's smug face. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want to see Ryan's stupid face. Whatever the case may be.
Maybe you like our voices.
Maybe you just want to hear our voices for whatever reason. Audio only, all of the shows on there. So if you're on Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV and follow us in 5-star, please. Make sure you do so. Make sure you follow us in 5-star.
Sarcasm City.
Yes.
Sarcasm City. If you don't get Cheek to 1K subs, your team gonna sign Garnacho. See you tomorrow.
We are going to be premiering.
Does Vader rate Garnacho?
I don't think so. No.
Probably.
But then again, he rates Doku.
He rates Doku.
He rates Doku. So like, who knows? You know?
So probably he be a capping for Hoyland.
Does he rate Amorim?
Yeah, he's saying give Amorim more time with better players and all this. He's like that, man. Proper gubernatorial done, man. That's where he is, man.
If Pep left tomorrow, would he take Amorim?
Exactly. You know what? Next time he's there, we'll ask him. He'll probably tell you, yeah, knowing him.
No, I don't think he would. Over Pep. That's crazy.
He probably will. All right. Have I set up that redirect? Yes, I have, people. So that's going to premiere, people. So make sure you're in the comments when we send you over there, people, over to the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel for the Yadman cooking Asta, people. We'll let the countdown go for a little bit. But if I don't think I missed any. If I did miss any questions, people, I apologize. I got a solo sports Q&A coming up Thursday, 4:30 p.m. UK time, where it's just myself on the stream, so then I can get to the chat and answer all the questions, in particular from members as well. But let's see. Yeah.
And tomorrow's like the playoffs. The finals, right?
Yes.
Finals
so people, not only have you got the Premier League podcast Yardman edition, so Lex will be back, Kaneki will be on that, Javon will be on that. We'll be talking all things in regards to Premier League transfers. Then over on the playback, I might put it on the YouTube. It's game 3 of the NBA Finals as well. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Indiana Pacers, game 3 of the NBA Finals. So if you're an NBA fan, head over to the playback. If you have an NBA League Pass, you can use it to sync up with us for absolutely free, people. So you sync up, we watching the same stream. And I'm also giving out VIP passes for certain games if you want somewhere to watch the game as well, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, big up. You lot continue to support as well. Road to 16,000 subscribers on here. So again, man, I can only salute all of the moderators, all of the members, all of the regulars, all of my panelists, any of the new people in the chat. You lot are absolute real ones. Check out the schedule on the channel as well. This has been Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Ta-da.